December 15th to 24th, oh, don't play. At Pocket Lekki Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ o, only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Olisa tẹ̀mí sìn, only the fearless we rise. Ọmọ ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí lọ́kì Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àtàbíọ́lá pé only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Aha, okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Domuwa. Aha, ẹ̀gbọ́n, only the fearless we rise. Okay, aha, okay, aha, NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. A new era is coming, can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 24th, oh, don't play. At Pocket Lekki Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ o, only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Olisa tẹ̀mí sìn, only the fearless we rise. Ọmọ ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí lọ́kì Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àtàbíọ́lá pé only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Aha, okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Domuwa. Aha, ẹ̀gbọ́n, only the fearless we rise. Okay, aha, okay, aha, NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. A new era is coming. Okay, aha, okay, aha, NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. A new era is coming, can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 24th, oh, don't play. At Pocket Lekki Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ o, only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Olisa tẹ̀mí sìn, only the fearless we rise. Ọmọ ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí lọ́kì Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àtàbíọ́lá pé only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Aha, okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Domuwa. Aha, ẹ̀gbọ́n, only the fearless we rise. Okay, aha, okay, aha, NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. Rihanna. A new era is coming, can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 21st, oh, don't play. At Pocket Lucky Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Only Saturday sing, only the fearless we rise. Omo ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí Lucky Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àtàbíọ́lá pé only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Domuwa. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, only the fearless we rise. Okay. Okay. NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. Rihanna. A new era is coming, can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 21st, oh, don't play. At Pocket Lucky Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Only Saturday sing, only the fearless we rise. Omo ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí Lucky Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àtàbíọ́lá pé only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Domuwa. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, only the fearless we rise. Okay. Okay. NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. Rihanna. A new era is coming, can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 21st, oh, don't play. At Pocket Lucky Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Only Saturday sing, only the fearless we rise. Omo ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí Lucky Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àtàbíọ́lá pé only the fearless we rise. NCC 2025. Okay, only the fearless we rise. Chief Will, Domuwa. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, only the fearless we rise. Okay. Okay. NCC 2025. The Battle of Kings and Queens is gonna begin this December. Let's check this out. Rihanna. A new era Era is coming, can you feel the vibe? Just kings and queens, yes, they are on the rise. December 15th to 21st, oh, don't play. At Orchid Lekki Chess Club where legends are made. At this NCC, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Tersee wípé only the fearless we rise. Triple A mi ń kọ́ o, only the fearless we rise. Oluwadurotimi, bàbá ńlá, only the fearless we rise. Only Satemi sing, only the fearless we rise. Omo ẹ̀kún kẹ́ńkọ́, only the fearless we rise. Kèyí Lucky Musa, only the fearless we rise. Ẹ sọ fún Ajibola àti Abiola pé only the fearless we rise.
Yep, hello everybody. My name is Olanrewaju, popularly known as Chief Host in the Nigerian chess community, and we are live and direct at the Orchid Lekki Chess Club, where the Nigerian National Chess Championship is holding at the moment. It's really, really hot, and with me is no other person, but we know him. It's actually a FIDE master at the moment. I think he hits 2,300 straight off live and direct, but he has not claimed it. Yes, you get to 2003 if you must remember at the, what is it called? The Millionaires Chess Zonal Championship. That was that?
Yes.
How many years was that? How many years ago was that? And anyways,
Just a second. From the search results, it looks like the Millionaire Chess Open had multiple
editions. Coming from? Where exactly is that coming from? Oh, okay. I think my assistant was on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know why that starts. That's kind of just like that. I know. Just a second. Yeah, that's from the search results. Your audio is also loud over there. Anyways, I believe you can hear me very loud and clear. If you can, just say hi. It's nice having you guys here. Again, we have Lapite Oluwadurotimi over here, live and direct. So, yeah, can you please give me a second? I'm so sorry. I'm just a little bit scattered. Where is it? Yeah, beautiful. Live and direct over here at Orchid Lekki Chess Club. We have me, myself, Chief Wills, Olanrewaju, with my wonderful FIDE master, Lapite Oluwadurotimi. Hey, Mr. Lapite, how's it going?
Yes, it's going great. It's good to join you again, Chief Wills. It's always a pleasure having streaming together, talking about chess, talking about Nigerian chess in general. So it's really nice to be here. National Championship 2025. It's going to be big.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thank you very much. Actually, let's quickly dive into some stuffs that are going on. Of course, in this National Chess Championship, we have wonderful sponsors that just joined us, right? And we have the likes of the Renaissance African Energy Company, who is partnering with NNPC, Renaissance African Energy Company itself. Any Total Energy is coming together, supporting chess. We have Zenith Bank, live and direct, also supporting chess. We have Indomie Noodles. We have Lasena Waters over here. Of course, you need to, when you're playing chess, when you play good chess, you need to drink good water. And for noodles, you need to eat better noodles. Indomie plus egg, fried egg. You know what I'm saying? And we have Channel TV also supporting, and also the Lagos State Sports Commission is also sponsoring this event. This is fantastic. This is a beautiful and a new one. And quickly, let's talk about the players that qualified. Before that, let's talk about the pairings as fast as we can. And we have round one pairing. We have what is it called? We should start from. I think we should start from this young man over here. We should start from Bomo Kigiga, who is Bomo Kigiga is playing against Akeshe Abiola, both FIDE masters, and it's going to be a very, very tough match. We know we're expecting the usual C4 there. I'll be surprised if there's no C4 on that board against Akeshe. I'm going to talk about their personal profile. I think probably I should just get ahead with the personal profile of these players one by one as we get in there as we can. With the same way we are mentioning their names, we should just talk about them as fast as possible. Bomo Lovett Kigiga, who's rated 2259, and of course we know him as C4. He's a four-time champion and a master coach. Okay, you would thought we casually mention Nigeria's multinational chess champion and move on. No way. Bomo Kigiga isn't just a former champion, he has won the title 4 times. That's right, 4 times. While most players dream of winning it once, Bomo has turned the national championship into his personal trophy collection. Well, he's a 7-time chess Olympiad representative since 2008 to 2024. At the 2024 Budapest Olympiad, he had 5.5 over 8 on board 1 against international masters and FIDE masters. He's currently Nigeria's #1 highest rated blitz player, and #4 in rapid chess, and #6 in classical rating. And his peak rating is 2.363. That was in 2016. That's he's among of our Nigerian highest ever rated players. He's the head coach of Bayelsa State. He's mentored national female champion Deborah Quickpen and the rising star Goodness Akunke. And he's gold medalist galore, 1998, 2018 twice, 2020, 2022 at national sport festivals. This guy is absolutely a legend. Okay, and a little bit we'll come back to a little bit of the background, but we have to go as fast as we can. And next we talk about Akeshaya Abiola himself. FIDE master. They call him the Pussy Assassin, aka Morpheus, right? He's a FIDE master with his rating at 2238. He brings the credentials and tactical firepower that makes him a legitimate threat to anyone's title hopes. I believe in 2021 or 2022, the CPAN League series, he was the most valuable player. He played over 100 games, unbeaten. He had an unbeaten streak of probably 100 games. Back then, it was phenomenal, very, very phenomenal. We quickly also go to the second pairing, who is what is it called? Balogun, International Master Balogun Afemi, and he's going to be playing against Kikpo Bartholomew. Of course, we thought we would be expecting the KIA sort of setup, but Balogun has improved his opening repertoire, so he's no longer limited to KIAs and KIDs or the PREC. This is the only man that has played against the Magnus Carlsen, a reigning world champion in West Africa right now, because before it was in Africa, later somebody also was able to play against the reigning world champion in Africa. So anyways, in West Africa right now, nobody has had that opportunity, and I'm so sure, I believe Lapite wanted to go to South Africa to actually go and spy against Magnus Carlsen, but at the 9 minute he had a very wonderful class. So his class took precedence over,
Are you sure it was a class or Magnus Run?
Magnus Run. I'm not so sure of that. Don't worry, so we'll talk about this player's personal profile going forward. And next we have Odion Aikoje, International Master Odion Aikoje, who is the only gold medalist at the Olympiad in West Africa at the moment. And this man has been winning tournaments for the past 30 years. I think there was time he went off chess for a while and came back, still dominating. At his age, this man is about 50. He's a veteran and he's still amongst the top highest rated players. He has won most of the tournaments that he has played in this year. He has been getting podium finishes. It's just remarkable. And he's playing against one of our young prodigies, Ekuke Goodness. Now, when it's a prodigy, yes, he is. This guy is. He's wonderful. Top. Look at his rating: 2.185 over there, one of the highest. This is the highest rated, I believe, junior player, and one of the best junior players in the country. Of course, he is the best actually. So far, so good. Until they have a national juniors where he's going to. He doesn't even have the time to play national juniors because he's busy playing in the seniors. So, anyways, that's a fantastic one over there. And we're going to be having this beautiful game. Is actually what we're going to be watching mostly throughout the day. I believe I can. This is Olisa Tennyson, the only Nigerian player that won the very first edition of the African Zonal. So this is the African Zonal Champion. And he's playing against
Super Zonal,
Super Zonal. Sorry, thank you very much. Super Zonal Champion, African Super Zonal Champion, and he's playing against West African Champion, West African Zonal Champion, Abdurrahman, AAA. Their CVs are so rich. Tennyson just got baptized by 11 grand, is it 11 or 9, is it 10 grandmasters or 9 grandmasters? 11 grandmasters, right? I think 11 grandmasters in the Grand Swiss that was played recently. Was it 11 rounds or 9 rounds? I think it was 11 rounds. It went baptism of fire. So the lessons he got from that Grand Swiss, we are looking forward to seeing what he's going to do in this national championship. And I'm so sure his first move here is going to be C4. I can bet it with anything I have. Do you disagree?
He might want to surprise his opponent.
And he will not play C4. There is no surprise that he's going to play C4. Anyway, and we have his opponent, AAA, FIDE Master Abdurrahman Akintoye. And somebody called, I think there was a term that was used, the burning train. If you check him online sometimes when he wants to go.
Train.
Oh, is it the moving train? Sorry, I'm sorry. Moving train, and he has one alter ego called Madness has arrived. So we're going to see Madness on the board, maybe. He's coming here for fire. He's coming here. He knows his stuff. This man has been on podium finish on the national championship, and let's see maybe this time he's going to actually win it. And we have also FIDE Master Ayentawan Callistos playing against Lucky Musa Keye, the man from the north. This man, we first thought he retired from chess and started arbitration, but he feels I still have the talent. Why would I be arbitrating? Let's go push there. And he went to the Africa? I mean the Zonal Championship, Zonal Championship in Nigeria. That's this North Central, and he is defeated. He blazed through, bam, and because of his performance, wonderful. The president was so you know what? I'm giving you a wild card, bam, and he gets the wild card into the national championship. Here he is. We expect, although he's the lowest rated player, but they said how did Dabi say it? The underdog can also bite very well. So once he bites, he shouldn't let go. And the final fixture for today is I'm so sorry. I think
Just a moment. I'm checking the latest fixtures
for that popping up every.
Here are the
10
Premier League
seconds.
fixtures for today, December 6th.
Sorry, where is that coming up from? I don't have this. I'm not. This is not supposed to work. At any point, it's not. Let me see. I'm sorry. Apologies as regards that audio is not supposed to work. I didn't do anything that deserves that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, chess. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, you guys, for joining. Special shout outs to blah blah. Of course, the bots is coming. They started Keru Alago Kere. It's good to have you here. Yes, Kere Alagoa. Chess Culture, thank you very much for saying hi. We appreciate you. And let's quickly rush through these guys. Of course, everybody is hot to watch the games, but we have to do this as fast as we can. You know what I'm saying? This is Balogun Lafem versus Bath, and this is Odion Aikoji versus Ekoke Goodness. And this, like we said, is Tennyson versus FIDE Master Abdurrahim, and over here is also Callistos versus Kegeloki Musa. And finally, on the games, we have Ajibola Olanrewaju, aka Papalovsky, and he's going to be playing against the defending champion. Right now, he's a defending champion. The 17-year-old is now 18, I believe. He's no longer. He's the youngest national champion we ever have. Ever. And you're too old now. I would have said probably you break the record.
An open section. I think Quick Pen was also national champion for the women.
The women, the youngest. Yeah,
12,
the youngest. Yes. Was it 12 or 11? I think 11. It was around 11. Yes, the youngest. The only person that can break that record right now in the midst there is the wonderful Chiamaka. We will have to look forward to her. You know, she's the one that is younger. That she can, if she can do it, then she gets it. And that is the pairings for the male. And if we go to the female pairing, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately we're not able to get most of the picture, so we have to just look at it this way. We have Abdul Salam Azizat is playing against Pelamo Jessica. Pelamo Jessica was semi-retired at the point because of probably distance, work or something, but now she's back with a bang, and here she is playing this very first round. And we have Onoja Yefu Joy playing against Erabo Joy Felix. We have Michael Bridget playing against Ajanwachiko Eunice. And we have a very tough match. And one called Michel playing against Ofonwino Torishemua, who is a defending champion. Yes. And we have Quick Pen Deborah also playing against Omori Sandra Osarugwe. And finally, we have Sulaiman Azumi Aisha playing against WFM Samson Peace. Now, there is something we have to understand. It's very possible that the game between Michel, Nwankwo Michel and Ofowino Torishemua might not happen today, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the game between Quick Pen Deborah and Omori Sandra might not happen today because these two wonderful players are just coming all the way back from Zambia. Zimbabwe. Sorry, apologies. They come back from Zimbabwe from the African Youth Chess Championship, which they did well. Michel got a gold medal on the under 12 category, while Quick Pen got a silver medal in the under 18 category, ladies and gentlemen. Under 18. One more person actually is worthy of note that actually did very, very well and came up with a bronze medal is Zita. Zita, I'm trying to remember her surname now. Do you remember Zita's surname?
No.
I'm going to get her surname. But she was wonderful. She got a bronze medal at the under 10 category. So Nigerians went out there, just raked the medals, got back home. Yes, and a special shout out to Jason Nwankwo also that went for the event in the male category under 10, who went unbeaten, but unfortunately his point at the end of the day, because he had some draws, was not able to meet the podium of it. But it was fantastic. The guy did not lose one single game at the tournament. So special shout out to what the coaches are doing and their parents and NCA for the support. God bless everybody. And now we go out there to where it matters the most, ladies and gentlemen. Look at them. Looks as if they are frozen. And this is the game over here between Tersee, who is white, as you can see, with his glasses, playing against the man with the hoodie, Abdurrahman Akintoye Abdurrahim. Triple A. This is going to be fantastic. So what do you think? What do you think is going to go on there?
Well, this is the part I like the most. This is the chess. It's going to be really huge. This is the first round already, and I believe I think this is the highest rated matchup because Abdurrahman is the highest rated player, and I think Tersee is the number 3 player in the country right now. So it's going to be like really, really big. I can see that there's a lot of potential in the center. We are waiting to get the live, the moves live, so that we can delve deep into it and talk about it. So while we are waiting for that, for now, I think we should just go to the female section where we have the link to the games. I feel like we should delve into the games to see the openings, to see the nuances, to understand the ideas behind what the players are doing, and just try to get into the player's mind to see what exactly they were thinking about while they were playing. So we'll probably, in a few minutes, we'll probably switch to the female section now and try to get the games. But while we're doing that, we can see that these two players, in fact, nobody is standing up from the board. You can see Abdurrahman and versus Tersee versus Abdurrahman. Tersee is with the white pieces versus Abdurrahman. And you can see that both of them are just on the they're on the board. No one is trying to. In fact, nobody is trying to even give any inch to the other person at all. Even in a sitting arrangement. Okay, so I think we're about to have some moves.
Yes, I think
I can already cite an interesting game going on between Pelomo Jessica and Azizat. I'm not quite sure what her name is. Just give us a minute. Versus Pelomo Jessica. The game already looks like a lot of things are happening. So we'll try to delve deep into that game in a moment. Just a little bit of issues with the live game broadcast, but I think we should get that in a minute. But while we are waiting, I think you can both see Tersee, who looks as if he's trying to ponder what he's going to do next, trying to see how he can make some inroads into Abdurrahman's position. Okay. I mean, it's going to be an interesting first round. Usually the first 1, 2, 3 rounds will determine how you feel your form is going into the rest of the tournament. So as a chess player, you're trying to see that, okay, is my mind working well in the first 2 rounds? Am I able to think clearly about what's happening in the position? So it will be interesting to see how the players fare in their first few rounds.
Thank you very much. Anyways, quickly we can actually check the games going on between what is it called? My wonderful Belemo Jessica versus Abdusalam Azizat rather versus Belemo Jessica. We can just quickly run into it. That is D4, D5. I mean D4, Knight F6, Knight F3. So we are looking at. I thought we were looking at it. I thought we were first looking at the King's Indian defense, and all of a sudden I just saw that it's this. So what do you think from here?
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay, cool.
Let's start from
let me be to that.
So Abdusalam Aziza starts with the move D4. After Knight F6, everything is still flexible. Knight F6 is then Knight F3. G6, going in for an Indian kind of position. C4, trying to gain space. C6. So Paloma Jessica is going for a sort of Schlechter Grunfeld setup with D5 coming on. The reason maybe you don't play D5 immediately, let me try to explain that, is that if you play D5 immediately, your opponent will take on D5, Knight times D5, and then play the move pawn to E4, and then suddenly, suddenly White has a very nice central control, as you can see here, very, very nice central control. So this is why if you want to play pawn to D5, you probably should start with the move pawn to C6, with the idea that if we go on with what happened in the game, now if White takes on D5, it's not as terrible, because you have some pawn control in the center. Your pieces are not getting chased back, like in this earlier variation that I showed you, where the black pieces are being chased back and White just completely dominates the center with pawns. So that's about that. So let's see what happened in the game. But also this particular setup, I believe it has some drawbacks, and that is related to the way that Abdusalam Azizat is playing. Because if you look at it, okay. So if, let's say, the play had continued in that manner, what would happen is that this bishop on F4 turns out to be much stronger than the bishop on G7. And White will usually play the move pawn to H3, keeping that bishop on this diagonal, and this bishop is a little bit passive. So maybe that's why Paloma Jessica decides to sharpen the play by taking on C4. Now White has gambited the pawn, and Black will try to keep it maybe with a move pawn to B5. Okay, so let's see how that goes. White plays E4, taking over the center. Although she's down a pawn, but she's trying to get some good central control. I believe we have some moves, but maybe they are not yet showing. So we'll wait on further development from here. All right. As you can see the movement of the camera showing the players as they are deep in thought. We are currently seeing the position between Abdul Salam Azizat versus Pelomo Jessica. We'll wait until we get some moves.
Yeah, that's a very good one. And if you notice something right now, Abdulsalam Azizat actually was fantastic at I think one of the tournaments in the north. Trying to remember which of the tournaments. People were like, "Who is this girl? Who is this girl that came and just, bamboozled?" I think it was Sport Festival as well. She was remarkably brilliant at the National Sport Festival. This is a very good avenue for good players to come in and do their stuffs, do their thing. I believe very soon we'll be bringing up a former icon onto the stream, former champion, so it can come and say one or two things. But just hold on a second, we'll bring her up very soon. Wonderful guest she is. Let me quickly confirm if she's ready. Yes, we're going to confirm if she's ready, and once she is, we'll be able to just bring her in and we can make it happen. Yeah, I just need a confirmation from that perspective. So, anyways, this is it. We're having this going on at the moment. Pelomo Jessica, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen here? Let's go to the stream and give special shout out to you guys that are watching live and direct, I believe. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? I didn't know when that happened, so sorry about that. The board. Yep, good. Now the board is here. Good. Okay, I'll be able to do that. Sure. I think I will be able to do this though. Yes, this is good. This is great. So, I still don't understand where that sound usually comes from anyways. Maybe it's from
The term
quits. Exactly. I found where it was coming
the
from.
word
I don't know why. I just don't know why.
The-
But notwithstanding, we're going to sort that one out as fast as we can. We clear it as we can. Maybe I should just... Okay, there's nothing coming in from here. That way, even though it happens, it won't disturb me. Ha! Gotcha. Okay, I was trying to give special shout outs to our people on the live stream. Never give up. Thanks for joining. Ozemoje, she couldn't play the event because she was writing exams. Can you imagine? Victoria, how you doing? Special shout out to you. You good? You good. Fabiano Caraona fan girl. I actually don't know this lady. Or is it Boluwati Fedrojai? How you doing? It's good to have you here. I'm hearing that it's a game 4 on fire, but our camera is actually turned to this game. We'll just quickly move to other boards to see. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Tersee is not able to play Mitchell today because they're just coming. They are just coming. Okay, yes, the link to play the games you guys is sent to you guys right now. So you can go to the Legions link. We'll have to switch to the guys. I've gotten the link to the guys. Yeah, so basically we'll have times. So that people can see very well. So if you miss the first one, you'll miss the second one. Azizat, how you doing? Oh, Azizat, how you doing? Miss Shilo Wakamais. Good to have you here. Anyways, let me quickly wait. Oh, Fabiano Carona Fangates Aziza. She's the girl playing. She's the one playing against Jessica. That's interesting. Oh.
When I saw, okay. So that's what Fabiano. Oh, okay.
Oh, nah, that's interesting. That's really, really interesting.
Well, we would put, we would focus on her games a little bit. We'll see if actually she plays in any way like Fabiano himself. It'll be interesting to see that.
Okay, quickly, but I'm trying to let me get the link for the thank you again, Emaro Onogwari. Thank you very much for for the compliments. We have to take it that way. Thank you for the review and the feedback. We actually needed to get what is it called?
Okay, so sorry, while we are getting some.
Yes, I need to get. No, it's from here. I want to get the link for the mail. I think I have to type it here. This is the best way for me to do it right now. This is the easiest way for me to do it right now. Although my partner in Crimea is not agreeing to that, but he has no choice at this moment because we can't use the phone to do it. Mr. Damilola, I think if you check Mr. Damiloju, obviously the link is on the YouTube link for the female. Please, I'm so sorry. You can definitely get the link from there for the games. On
Actually, I feel like someone is going to post the link to the male games on the YouTube, and then we will just click on it from there.
Oh, that's another fantastic idea. Let's copy these and send it to him.
So while that is happening, I'll just quickly delve into the games happening in the female section.
Yeah.
From what we have here already, we can see that Onoja Iyefu Joy versus Erabo Joy Felix. Onoja is she has, I think, on previous national championships, she has usually been in the top 3 or in the top finish in the for Joy. She played last year and then she played the qualifiers this year to qualify into the national championship this year, and here it's a French. Here Onoja is playing the Tarash. So the Tarash is supposed to be a very simple, easy to learn way to play against the French, and there's some tension in the center. After all the tension is blown away, it's a very easy and fairly standard setup to play for white. So not many moves that we have seen here, so we can't really talk too much about it.
Yeah, Ponzini's best in the country is watching from home. Martin Adebayo, how you doing? He says he's the best in the country. Well, I don't know about that. Anyways, good to have you guys. Engine moves. Okay, thank you very much. And Ogenewari, guys, as is still in a prep. Oh, interesting. You guys probably work together as is in a prep in the opening there.
Pozingi says best in the country. Is it like watching, best in the country from watching from home or what? I don't understand.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Best in the country from watching from home. That's a good one over there. There is something I actually need to also sort out before.
Okay, so we have
this is showing
Onoja
Iyefu versus Erabo Joy. We have to just quickly venture and look at the board.
Yeah, for now we only have the
and this is what they've played so far so good. This is the line. It seems that they've played more moves.
Yes.
Because I'm seeing yes. I've seen castling, I've seen H6. Yeah, they've played more moves, but it hasn't really gotten out there yet. That's the problem. It hasn't. Even though you refresh, it's still the same thing. Look at the time it's counting.
Yeah, so the thing is, earlier I saw, except something has changed. Earlier, the link was showing, a more updated live position of what was happening on the board. So that's why I want to confirm.
Which of the links? The same link. It's the same link that we're using.
Can you please try the other link?
The new one. This is the only link we have for the female.
Okay, that's interesting.
The male link is coming. I think Mr. Damloju is probably sending it to our live stream. Has he done that? Male category. Yes, male category. Mr. Damloju hasn't sent it to our live stream yet. I don't. For one reason or the other, he hasn't.
Yeah, in a few seconds we'll delve into the live stream of the
male. Yes, we'll get it.
There are some really hot matches going on. We have the national champion playing against Papa. We have the youngest and the oldest participant in the national championship, playing in this round. That's I Am Odion versus Ekuke Goodness. And we have two of maybe the highest rated players in the country, and the zonal and super zonal champions playing against each other with Tennyson, IM Tennyson elect versus Abdurrahman, FM Abdurrahman. So we have some really interesting matches going on. We would, in a few moments, in a few minutes, we'll be able to delve into those games and get it.
Yeah, actually, our guest is available right now, and we're trying to bring her into the live stream as fast as we can. So sorry about guys that. Let me first bring her in so that she can join, and we can quickly talk about our promise to her. I always say it's good to have you here. It's, I believe you are playing in the opens category, right? We are looking forward to seeing you. At the moment, I believe, where is she? Our guests should be here any second. Okay, where are you? Log in again. Our guest should be here any second, and she's very, very wonderful. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. I want it to be like a surprise for you guys. I want it to be like a surprise for you guys. And Mr. He has still not sent it. Mr. Damloja has still not sent it to our YouTube channel. On our live stream. Is it on the live stream? In the chat, we can't even. Well, okay. Yes, admit. Thank you very much. Okay, she's in there and she will be showing her video very soon. Let me just set her up first before we bring her up. Let's see her. First things first. Let's first see her video. Once our video comes in, then we'll be able to talk. Mrs. Oluwadurotimi, if you can hear me, you can. Or let me see. Only you, please. You are the only one online. Can you hear me? I believe you can hear me. Only you.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Who's asking you? Can you imagine? I was not talking to.
I can hear you loud and clear now.
What is?
Understood. I'm here whenever you.
I actually don't know where that one is coming from. I don't know where the assistant is coming from, and I need to switch it off as fast as I can. Unfortunately, I don't even know. Let me see. Is this it? Quit this guy. This looks like Luna. Mrs. Oluwadurotimi, are you here? Are you good? Good. Can you please turn on your camera? Is it possible? Yeah, sure. No problem. We don't mind. Yes, we can. Just give me a second and let me bring you up onto the live stream itself so that the viewers can actually see your beautiful face. Ouch, that's so wrong. That is so wrong right now. Where are you? Give me a second. Sorry about that. So sorry. I was completely sorry about that, guys. Okay. Let's just put you somewhere here. Player. Nope, not this. Yeah, we are hearing some little background noises, but don't worry, it's not. We won't be taking too much of your time, anyways. So, I found you here. Yes, I believe. Okay, but is the camera off? Is the camera off? Or is it just me? Okay, cool. Don't no. My own camera actually is what is it called? Is already being used by the app that I'm using over here. So you are the only one that we should be able to see at the moment. Apologies as regards. Do you get? So we are seeing you live and direct, and you're ready, and I will bring you up in 5, 4, 3. What? You said what? Yeah, sure, sure, sure. We are at the moment. Um, okay, ready? And I'm gonna bring you up right now. Let me just quickly. Good day, everyone. And this we have live and direct with us. No other person but a walking legend in the Nigerian chess. And this lady has terrorized all the female Nigerian chess players that you know so far so good,
Myself.
except probably the new ones, the new ages that you probably don't know her at the moment. She's no other person. Back then, she was known as Oluwatobiloba Olatunji, but right now she's she's Mrs. Oloruntola Oluwatobiloba. How you doing, ma'am? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
It's actually good to have you here with us. Former national champion. Wait, how many times did you win the national championship back then?
I can't remember. I can't. Chess was fun to me, so I really can't count. I can't say.
Really? Okay, so far so good. I believe the national sports. You started playing chess all the way from when you were like 8 or when?
Yeah, eight, eight, yeah.
8, and you do, that, between 1 year to 1 year. Can you remember the years that you were most active that you can tell the public about?
Well, when it comes to chess was fun was okay. Physical was. I grew up in chess, so I can't really say specifically what I was doing, what year per se I was active, but it was back to back. I was playing chess, so I really can't say. But I just came, play, go for tournaments, play, and that's how chess was to me.
Do you know for a fact that you are the only lady so far so good that after conquering the female chess players for so long, you decided that they're no longer a challenge. You started playing in the open section. You had the only one.
Uh,
I believe you are the only one that you were the only one that actually goes to MBL to go and register at the Opens one. I mean Opens two. You played in the Opens two. You were in the
are you
top,
serious?
top.
You know,
Was it you were in the top 10 Opens two? Then you went to Opens one. I think Opens one
are
was
you
the last.
serious?
I think Opens one was the last one you played. I remember a game between you and International Master Balogulu Afemi. The young man was sweating, and you were just on your board there, smiling sheepishly. The game
You
ended
know,
in a
you
draw.
just mentioning it, you mentioning it, I'm not thinking about it. Like, just if you just bring out memories, but I think it's possible because I like exploring, so it's possible. It's actually possible. I really can't remember a lot of things if you ask me. But I was playing chess. So,
But
are
I'm
you
so
serious?
sure.
You Balogun?
I'm so sure. Yeah, you played Balogulu FM. I remember vividly. I remember it was sweat on that AC then, and you being you, you were just trying to cruise the end game because people knew you as an end game maestro. In fact, they
Yeah,
when you were playing against players, they know that Toby. Well, me opening, no problem. Middle
yeah. Opening
game,
I can
no
be,
problem. But don't
but that
allow
hand
that
game,
girl to take you to
yeah,
the end game. That's just his story.
yeah.
Don't
That's the
don't
end game.
allow her take you to the end game. So how did you actually be so solid with end games?
That I told as I mentioned earlier on, um, just I don't know because I grew up in it. I don't know, but I think it actually has to do with my personality. I feel like I'm like okay, the um what okay to tell you, the opening can be all over the place, but once it comes to end game, like okay, the board is open. Let's play what we have. But that calculating aspect might be a part that might not be very grounded on, but they open, everything is open. So last, what will happen? So that's I don't know. But people always say that, but I've actually never really thought about it about my angle. But I think it has to do with my personality. When things are clumsy, I might not really be that. But when like everything is open, like everything is like directed to where it's supposed to be, then I can be all out. Because I think it has to.
The-
I'm so really sure about what I'm good in endgame. I'm really not really sure. I really never really thought about my chest lifestyle until lately when I just asking.
Uh, there is also something that I actually also noticed, and I would also love to talk about when it comes to your kind of chess game. You left chess for so long. I believe it's for work. Probably to start. If no, for it was you first left chess for work. Then next you got married. So that's understandable, right? Now, what is actually unbelievable is that you now came back after like donkey years, like 5, 6 years interval, not playing active chess. You came back to participate at the National Sport Festival. How did you get the? You wreck. How did you wreck the field? You played for your
I
state, I
don't know.
believe. You played for your yeah.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
you
I still
went,
play
you
for your
packed the
state.
field and won the gold. How? Were you do you do training on the side or something that people don't know about?
Uh, I see. Just if I tell you my choices, I don't really see why I left chess. Okay, you want to know why I left chess or why I came back or something? What else? Do you want to know why I left chess?
Yeah, yeah. We'd like to know why.
Why? Or why? Ask me why. I think it was my last game was Norway. Norway, yeah, that was my last game. And when I go back, when you grew up in chess, you grew up in chess. So your other mates, they go out, they go to job, they're looking for jobs. I just finished school that time now, so like next thing is go and look for job and to get a job and start working. So and I got back from Norway and I just got tired of the whole setup. I think I was really doing. I was just tired about chess. Like the way everything was setting up, the whole setup was actually why I actually got tired. The way it was running in Nigeria I actually got tired. I'm like, I don't know what I wanted, but and I got married at that moment, so and everything was just flowing. I got a job, so I really didn't think about chess. But then, and okay, and then I like, I missed test, so let's go and play test. So that's okay. I was not like, I think Bruna called me like today. I don't actually train. I don't do anything. So I think Bumi called me. I think I spoke to Bumi like Bumi said any tournament around and said there was sports. I was playing for Delta. I think because of that, because of my not going for tournaments. I think I got terminated or something. So pick or you pick me up and is that your pick? I pick. We should pick each other. So I went for the game. I was like, well, I think it was that time. Okay, my husband plays chess, but it was the time I now opened. I think I must have downloading the chess, downloading chess.com. But it was just, I just went for fun. I just went for fun. And thank God they put me last board. I'm like, okay, well, I think, I don't know where they put me, but I can remember I played and it was tough. I knew that I needed training at that time. But I don't know, it just God, it was just God. And I think residual knowledge also happened. Then I went and I dug out my old notes. I had to go through it like, okay, what was like, what was I thought? And I guess it was residual knowledge. What is in the blood is in the blood. So that was what happened. And thank God. And my team too was able to manage me at that time. So it came out.
And okay, you after now doing so much well, you now came from the AICC that happened in Nigeria.
Oh,
The
no, I
AICC
think
happened in
AICC.
Nigeria.
No, it was AICC first before
Oh,
national
oh,
first.
that's
Yeah, it was
true.
AICC.
AICC first.
It was AICC first. It was not AICC. I knew that. Maybe the first game was that was my first game. The first game I lost to I think one Kwabe. That was my first time of opening chess or playing chess. After like I think I left. I think I got married when 2015. I think
2015, yeah.
I can't. Okay. Yeah, I got no. I got married 2014 now.
Oh,
Because my
was
first child is 2015.
oh
Yeah.
2014,
I got
2014,
married
yeah.
2014. 2014. And that was the last time I played the chess tournament. Or I played the game. My husband and he calls me, but I don't really play. Once it's not competitive, I don't have to play. Well, I think that was the time I really played. That was my first game after 2014. Then NCC was like, I think, I was here about 2022, I think 2023, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my first time of opening like having a competitive chess. So I was still all over the place. So but after the second game, third game, and now I'm like, okay, this is what we are supposed to be doing. I don't train and I think I need to stop that. So I think that was what happened. But after that then I went for NC National Sports Festival. It's been
Wow.
it's
Wow.
been good.
So thank you very much for all your insights. So all this while, so what is your advice? Or let me say, you know the players that are playing for this NCC. You know the players that are playing already.
Yeah, I think
So
I know.
who do you think is going to be the champion this for this year?
My Torishi.
Your
My
Torishi, no?
Torishi. Yeah, beautiful. She has been to know. She has been like, yeah, I salute her. I give her this.
OD supporting ODs.
I'm actually indifferent, actually, if you ask me. Yeah, it's prepared. I'm actually happy for preparing. So I actually just got out of the FM. So I'm so happy for her. Anyone, the best player wins, actually. The best player wins. Actually, I'm indifferent. It's Torishi or preparing or whoever, for the best player wins. And chess, I feel chess has to do with if you're informed. Once I inform, then and the other person is not informed, what do you expect?
Yeah, I
So
get it.
it's the informed person who actually.
Wow. Wow, thank you
So the best win. The
thank you
best
so
person.
so much. Thank you so so much for your time. We know we have to take out of your busy schedule for you to join us over here, and we really really appreciate you. God bless you. You're wonderful. And I will. Before I leave you in the next 2 seconds, I'm going to say something. You said your husband usually calls you, for some games, but
Mhm.
since it is not competitive, you don't answer. Skabari, so you are hearing now that you you are not a
No, I think
it's not
Savary. I used to complain that he used to work me. I like for where I said that I will work your hard, but he's more stronger because he is actually having every day is competitive tournament is playing. Okay, let me show you. He plays a competition. Which English should I say? Plays competitive tournaments so daily, so he's actually informed. Savary, I give him respect. So. Mm,
yeah, you give yeah, no, I
respect.
understand giving him respect on air, but we know what is going on. But you already said it before, it's not competitive. But don't worry, we understand. He will
No,
understand
no,
us.
no, no, no. Like, no, like I think it's the
You're
way
so
I
good to
grew
see.
up. It's the way I grew up playing chess. It's I'm more of the I don't know. I think it's the way I grew up. So if it's not competitive, I won't take it that serious.
Exactly. We are
Actually,
saying the
that's
same
kind of
thing.
yeah.
We are saying the same thing.
Uh-uh,
Okay.
Wheels. Mm-mm. But but Scabari is stronger than I am right now. So
Okay,
maybe
right
if
now.
I'm now,
Yeah,
yeah,
right now.
but back then I used to whoop his ass. People used to complain, no. Used to say, no, Toby, no. We used to beat each other that time and all that. But anyway, but right now I give him his kudos. It's I think changed that
Well,
it's more.
since we have you on stream, actually, let's pick your mind a little bit. We have some games in the
Who
female
am I talking
section.
to? This is not Wales.
Yeah,
This
this is
is
not
not
Wales.
Wales.
This is co-commentator. This is Lapite Oluwadurotimi.
Oh, Lapite, hi. Good morning.
Hi, yes, good. Hello. Yeah. So we wanted to like pick your mind, your brain, and the female section is going on. There are some games. It's really, really. There are some interesting games going on. So we want to see what you think about the positions. If you
Hey,
can, delve
hey,
into the
sus.
games with us. Who do you think is better? So we'll
Okay, yeah.
try to show you some
Yeah, let
positions, and
me
then
try and
we'll
crack
talk about
my
them.
head sometime. Let me try and crack my head. It's the one I've done this. And this
Ouch.
Kabari works. Kabari is very good at things like this. So yeah,
I'm
let's
so
do
sorry. This is not
this.
what I was looking out for. But give me a second. Let me just try and share the screen for you to see um, Where are they? Where is it? Give me a second. Nope. Yeah, this. But this is absolutely probably going to change. I know it's going
Mm.
to change it. Yeah. So this is
Oh, my Yearful, my team member, Yearful, and Rebel. Who's Joy
Yes.
Felix? I don't
yeah.
know Joy
So we have
Felix.
this. Sorry, I need to rearrange this. It's up.
This equal position now. They're about having an equal position, but let's see. White position. It's actually stronger since on the pin side.
Okay. Are you able to see the board?
Yes, I'm able to see the board. The equal pieces. Equal pieces. And Yearful, I feel is better, but Magic so Yearful is better. Oh. Let me look at Zibeli. Who's playing now?
Yeah.
Okay, he's back. Mm, most times, but like I can remember Coach Peter, like once you have I am a minority, I think majority points on the queen side is better. Yeah, I think about it.
Yeah.
Majority.
Well, the
White.
the one of the interesting things here is first of all the question of where Erabo Joy will move our queen to. You know, okay, she has moved it to c5, I believe, is what we are seeing on the this thing is what we are seeing on the screen. So I think white is going to play a couple of tempo gaining moves, maybe bishop e3, you know,
Yeah,
to chase
attacking
the
the
queen to
queen.
c7. So the question will be how easy it will be for black to develop his bishop and her bishop, sorry, and get over the d file and take over the open d file. Also, you mentioned the majority.
Yeah, majority
But
pawns.
the problem is that is it so easy to move the majority because of the bishop on
No,
f6?
no, 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 no. So that's why I said this is actually well played. It's going to be a draw. Well played, well played. But once someone makes a mistake, that's a hand actually. So
Yeah, but who do you think? Let's say maybe who do you think it's going to be easier to maybe find a good plan? Because you mentioned already how.
right now,
Okay, yeah, because you mentioned how Queen C7. It seems like maybe Rook C1 can come in, maybe
yeah,
not even take
double the
over this
rook, try
open
pushing the
file, and then
pawns.
try to play for expanding on
The
the
queen
queen side.
center, yes. Yeah.
All right, so let's that one. Let's see this other one. We have um,
Ines. Oh, Bridget too.
Yeah,
Hey,
Michael Bridget
1919.
versus
Jesus, these
Ajanwachuku
girls are
Eunice.
hot.
What'd you say?
Hey, I said these girls are hot. 1990s. Almost written. Oh wow. Hmm. I'm impressed. Like yes. Yeah.
Let's try to look at it together from the beginning. Michael Bridget is white, yeah. So Ajanwachuku Eunice is black, and E4. What opening do you usually start with? E4, D4. Are you an E4
Ah,
player?
C4, C4, C4.
Oh, you're a C4 player. So in
Mm-hmm.
the category of the D4s, okay. Uh, E4, it's a Sicilian, knight F3, A6. So this is the O'Kelly Sicilian. Um,
Hmm.
the main idea
Okay.
here is that if you play D4, CD4, knight D4, then white can, black, I think black can just directly play E5, and there is no knight B5. You know, the knight can't jump to B5. I think that's the supposed to be the one of the main ideas of this
So how do
variation.
they maneuver? Sorry, how do they maneuver the for the black pawn? The pawn?
How
How
do
do
you
they
what?
maneuver that? Maneuver the deep pawn?
How do you maneuver the D pawn?
Yes,
In what sense? What do you mean?
like the black. Okay, how do you now maneuver? Okay, just continue.
Yeah, just knights like the variation can go like this, and then because of this pin, maybe black will get a very quick d5,
Okay.
that kind of
Oh,
thing,
okay, okay, okay.
because of the pressure on
Okay.
this pin. So some of the ideas in the O'Kelly, of course, I'm not an expert in the O'Kelly variation, but um, Michael Bridget plays the move knight c3. Maybe the most popular move is pawn to c3, saying that okay, you are playing a6 with the idea that what I'll just play c3 and d4 and try to take over the center. So That's, I think, the most popular variation. Another popular variation is the move pawn to c4, saying I'm going to clamp down on this d5 square before playing d4. So there are many ideas here. E6 was played, a3. Both of them are playing some shadow boxing. Not really familiar with these moves, but a3. Probably she wanted to play d4 without allowing the pin on our knight. Maybe that's the reason there. Knight to c6, pawn to d4, and then queen to c7. All right. Bishop e3, knight f6, bishop e2, bishop e7, and castles. Actually, here instead of, okay, I think all of them are playable. Castles, queen d2, pawn to f4, g4 in the spirit, trying to go for a kingside initiative. Maybe even with ideas of rook f3, rook h3, some sacrifices, some play on the king side. That's going to be very dangerous looking. So black decides to relieve some pressure, exchanging some pieces. Okay, trying to carve
But
out
is
the
this good for
e5 square.
white?
This is a very typical idea. So, okay, that's still good. So black has managed to get this square. Maybe the idea of knight d7, rerouting the knight and then bringing the bishop here. What do you think? This is actually what happened in the game. Knight d7 was played, and then the knight can come to e5. The bishop can come to f6 maybe later. Maybe after bringing the rook into the game. Okay, so this is, I think, the current position. What's your expert opinion?
I don't know. I'm not comfortable. I don't know. I don't play this kind of games. I really don't know, but she's actually, to me, I'm not so good at kings exposure really. But,
Yeah, so you feel more comfortable with the black pieces. I mean, the black king
yeah.
seems more secure.
Well, I'm actually, black looks more secure, but she's actually aggressive. But the black pawn too is actually, some people might say it's actually not necessary, but I don't know. This is not my style of play, so but
It's not. Yeah, but somehow I actually feel with the e5, this knight well positioned on e5.
yeah,
rook coming
goes
to
round
d1
everywhere.
and e8. Yeah, I feel like prefer, and there is some. It
You
feels
can
like
actually,
black has good central control. You are going to say?
yeah, I actually prefer black position to white.
Yeah, it feels a bit easier to play, and I don't think there is really any attack anymore.
Any attack. Yeah, she's actually, what they use that time. She has cancelled the what, I don't know, the attack. What they, you guys are in chess, like what when they like when someone is trying to attack you and you kind of what word is that?
Wait,
When someone is trying to attack in a game of chess and you kind of cancel the attack, there's a terminology they use, which is
you mean repel the attack, or which are you referring to?
yeah, is it repel? No,
Counter
it's not
attack.
repel. Yeah, counter attack.
Yeah. So yeah. It's okay. Let's delve into the other one. Okay. For this
I
game
checked Torishi's
between
game.
Chiamaka and Torishe, because of the
Flight, of course, there was a flight delay. One commissioner just got back very late
Oh,
yesterday
okay.
night, including quick pen. So they adjourned their games. Their games will now be played on the rest day. But for now, this is
Oh,
going
okay.
to be. In fact, I
What's the
say
Samsung piece? Samsung piece?
Sam City is playing. Yes, click on Samsung Piece. This
Yeah.
is going to be
Oh,
the
my
toughest
team
game
member,
so far.
my team
Yeah.
member.
This is
I feel this is going to be the toughest one.
Yeah, these are also two very strong players. That is Sulaiman
Yeah, Asumi.
Azumi Aisha
Yeah,
as white
Asumi.
versus Samson Peace,
Samsung
who
piece.
qualified easily. She just completely crushed the field in the qualifier section to qualify for the national championship. So she's playing with the black pieces. So let's see how the game. Azumi with white, and it's another Sicilian knight f3. This one is a more traditional Najov Sicilian takes, Knight f6, knight c3. g6, it's a dragon. Boys and girls, we have a dragon. You know, very wow. So usually, for the dragon, if you are playing against the dragon and you want to put maximum pressure on your opponent as black, you want to play the move bishop e3, play the move pawn to f3. Sorry, about my terrible arrow drawing skills. Queen d2, and then castle queenside, so that you can launch an attack on your opponent's king with h4, h5. If you are playing with the white pieces and you want something aggressive, this is the way you want to play. But Azumi went for a more quiet approach. Bishop e2, it's a more positional approach. Bishop e3, bishop d7, queen d2. That's surprising. So actually, she's going for the same setup, but she decided to include the move bishop e2. That's new. I wonder if that's a preparation or it was on the board inspiration. So g4. Do you like this kind of? You said you don't like attacking like this. You want?
No, I think this. I want to learn something like this. I think if I'm going to concentrate, I need to be a more attacker like this. But pass right now, then no, I couldn't do something like this. But I think you guys should take this.
So you prefer to just exchange pieces, go into an end game and grind
it's actually boring.
It's
actually boring. No, it's boring.
You what?
Just exchanging. It's boring. I think that's why I got tired of my chess. Yes. I want to be an attacker, but it's boring actually.
Yeah, it might be boring to play, but it's exciting to win. So.
Yes, it's boring to play, but it's actually I really need to be an attacker, which I don't know if it's my personality right now, but I think I'm unlike these girls are aggressive that getting wow.
Yeah, but if you want to go aggressive, you have to start playing one e4 instead of maybe your c4 that you play. Playing.
C4 is positional now.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like if you want to be more aggressive, you want to play one e4. Try to go for open positions like.
Are you serious? Is it through e4?
E4. No, not only through e4, but more likely you will get something tactical if you go.
So it's Kabaru teach me that. Kabaru teach me.
He doesn't know. The guy plays d4 mostly. Benonis, Benko.
Well, he's an attacker.
Well,
weakling.
Yeah.
Somebody just got him a weakling right now.
Yeah, my husband. How will you tell that? It's
he's but because of his rating. Because of his rating, he's unrated.
Oh, I understand.
He's unrated. So
Then call him. I need to call him that. Oh no, he used to be playing tonight. No.
That's very interesting. So black decided not to castle, played h6, preventing some pawn. But this is very dangerous play because I feel like h4, like.
But why is h2 playing slowly? Why is piece playing calmly?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Someone is coming to your house and you're gentle about it.
Yeah, but what she's trying to do is she's trying to delay castling. She's trying not to castle at all to this side of the board. Maybe even one
waiting for our opponent to cancel. Let's see.
Yeah, and then decide that she'll commit her king to this queen side.
Okay.
Or even keep her king in the center.
Yeah.
But the idea of playing h4 and then maybe playing h5 actually appeals to me a little bit. This is just analysis, but let's say h4 with the idea of h5. How is black going to react? It's just
why is gaining space?
Yeah, gaining space, and also if your opponent ever plays the move g5, it feels like you will get an amazing outpost for your knight. Well, it's
for the knight, the white bishop, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm curious as to how you react to. Wait, can you play h5? But h5, then there's g5, and then you still gain space. Gain space, the knight has to go back. So how do you react to this? Do you just
scatter the board?
Queen c7.
Queen. I maybe try. Let's see, Queen c7. Try and position your king, then scatter that frontal place. I'm not comfortable with those pawns there.
It seems you are really, really, enjoying this your aggressive phase. You are just saying scatter that place.
Scatter like no. Someone can just not, it's just like a normal like someone coming to your lap
No,
to
that's
give you and
aggressive.
yes, smiley.
Positional
Yes,
players,
you
you will
have
say,
to.
will grind it. Or you are saying scatter that
No,
place,
there are
will just
days. No, there
destroy
are
that
days for
place.
grinding. See, someone's already. The Bible always says violence taken it by force. Someone's already violent, like coming to your house, like, hey, you are there, you are still grinding. No, it's time for you to take your battle at
So
your hands now. Like,
you heard it from Mrs. Toby here first.
yeah,
Chess already
yes,
started from the times of the Bible.
violence taken
Violent
it by
take
force.
it
So
by
don't wait.
force.
I'm sure that was a chess game they were referring to there. The first chess analysis in the Bible. The violent ticketed by force.
Like, I don't know. To me, really, that's why I say I'm not really comfortable. I really can't really say. If I still open
Wait,
like
there is
this.
one more game that we didn't really check out earlier. The stream stopped, so that was this game between Abdusalam Azizat versus Pelomo Jessica, and it
No,
was
what's this? Okay,
interesting
Jessica.
because
Which of them?
what did you say?
Oh, which of them? Okay, Jessica and Azizat. Okay.
Yeah, and it was interesting because Azizat, gambited this c4 pawn, but in return she gets some good central
And
control.
that's usual C4 normal setup.
Yeah, but with some twists because black has included the move g6 and the bishop is on f4, so a bit of some nuances there. A4 was played. Okay, so a4. Interestingly, b4 was not played, maybe to win the e4 pawn. For example, b4, maybe knight a2, and then try to go for the e4 pawn. That was not played. Instead, Paloma Jessica played the move queen to b6. Interesting move.
What's your point? What's you planning to do?
I didn't get that.
Okay. Okay, equalize the pawn. There's nothing really special about those. Okay. No, I'm just thinking. Sorry.
Yeah. But I feel this is a bit. Is this not a bit strange? Doesn't this allow, for instance, white's center to start pushing?
Did.
And,
Knight h5.
knight
No, those
h5.
one would. I don't know. It's just it's dicey for both of them actually.
I know. I really love
I
this position
feel-
for white. For white.
White looks so beautiful.
Because the development of the black pieces is non-existent.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot develop our
And
pieces.
once
which
the bishop
is-
comes to e3, these pawns
Yeah.
again are getting mobile, and this it seems vulnerable. So I'm curious. Okay, queen b7, trying
They're
to
still playing.
Stop the knight from going inside. So either e4.
Yeah.
c5.
b3
Are they still
was-
playing?
Oh, b3, and then after
Oh.
pawn
Have you seen
time,
it?
I'm shocked by this move.
Why not bishop takes pawn check?
Yeah, I'm shocked by queen captures on b3. That is not
No, bishop pawn cannot take now. Queen is there now. Well,
no, like
okay, knight is there. Knight is there. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So I'm a bit shocked by this move. Why?
Queen b3.
Yeah, it seems. I would have played.
Why
the
did she
move-
push that queen down? She's not bringing out pieces, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Right. After
Bishop. Let's analyze the
After,
bishop.
even after the queen takes. No, there is no, I don't think there is any ish. I don't think there's any ish right now. Bishop takes, bishop
there's
takes,
no-
maybe queen, queen. I don't think there's any issue at the moment.
No, there's no issue. But bishop takes what?
Will have been is interesting. It's also a possible move.
Bishop d7.
Then queen takes pawn.
Is it queen takes pawn? Is it?
Yeah, queen takes pawn immediately.
Is it? Okay. Let's say queen takes pawn.
Yeah.
Alright.
So if you do bishop takes bishop, then it's queen takes bishop immediately. Check. Queen takes queen.
Wait,
knight.
bishop takes what?
If you do bishop takes bishop, it's
Yeah.
queen takes check immediately. Queen takes bishop.
No.
immediate check.
Why
No.
not knight takes? Knight takes looks more because
No,
you are
because
threatening
of-
knight d6 with a discovered attack on this. So this looks.
But what we should wait? We should wait for you to be taking the.
Yeah, of
knight.
course, she won't wait. But that means that she has to do something and move a piece again. And that means she's.
Yeah, she has
getting
wasted
to-
so much point on queen move.
Queen to c8 is going to be that's it.
Yeah, that's the
So you
issue.
have to get queen to
The
queen
shame.
to d7.
But if queen to d7, there are ideas like pawn to e5 and pawn to e6.
That's whoa, that is fast. Wow, this is so
So,
cute.
And
Pawn
if you,
takes, can't take that.
Pawn takes knight goes in immediately.
Yeah, the pieces are just coming in, and it feels
Yeah,
very, very
he
dangerous.
delayed in castling, arranging the pieces. I guess that's the issue.
So
Is
I'm
the game still
surprised.
on?
I'm surprised she didn't try to go for the initiative like
Yeah, this is
immediately.
crazy. Blah blah 0318. This is actually really really crazy, like you said.
Okay,
But this queen here, I think I like. This is also queen, right?
Queen times was played, but now the pawn goes to b4, trying to slow down the black, the white initiative. Knight went to a4. Let's see.
Going to see.
Was it
Sorry,
white?
Yeah,
are they
going
still
to C5.
playing? Is the game still on?
I didn't get that.
Are they still playing?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
the game
live.
is still.
Oh,
So knight went to a4, a6, trying to cover the c5 square. Then knight to
It
c5.
went there all the same immediately, and I don't
No. It's not bad. Like, white gets the dark squares. You can see that the dark squares of the black pieces is terrible. It's just terrible.
yeah.
You have
She
a
didn't
dark square
develop on
bishop. So
time.
long term, I believe that
Long
black
time
is
should be
still better.
better.
But I felt like maybe you could, white could have gained a lot more than they gained from this position. But okay, so castles was played, and then this is the current position. Maybe
Bishop needs to come out.
yeah, maybe some bishop, but the problem is that maybe there is some it's not going to be so easy to keep this pawn on e5, because let's say you play bishop e2 and then there comes the move knight to c6.
Then you castle.
Yeah, but then you give up the pawn. Yeah,
No, you castle.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that you give up the pawn.
How is he giving out the pawn? Knight is protecting.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were attacking it twice.
No.
What am I saying? Okay, knight c6. So that means okay.
But after a while, she needs to. Ah, that pass for me. Are you sure it's safe like that? White
What?
pass for me.
In fact,
Why?
hold on a second. In fact, hold on a second. Return it. Go back. Okay, so go forward now. After the knight c6, bishop. Do you need to remove that bishop?
No,
Not yet.
No. I think so. This thing is that normally maybe for instance, I always tell maybe some of my, when I'm teaching, like, if your opponent's piece is not active, like how the bishop is on c8,
yeah, okay,
you don't
cool.
want to go all the way here.
So now go and remove what is in
Yeah,
that
to
case.
go and exchange it off. So
Yeah, with an active piece for that matter.
So I'll be more tempted to play rook here and then rook to d6, putting the rook on a very
Strong square.
yeah. But black also has some play in terms of this pawn. He has like he has a connected pair here, so at least
Pass pawns.
yeah, they will keep.
But that's if he
White
doesn't wait
busy
for
for a
white.
while.
If white comes slowing down, if white slows down, black will take over this game.
Yeah, because for instance, maybe white wants to play for an attack on the king side, maybe with ideas of queen c4, queen h4. I think I'll be looking at that. That's one of the things I'll be looking at: queen c4, queen h4, trying to play maybe g4 and then knight here. Because sorry, that was a mistake. There is not much in way of defensive pieces around the black king. So once this queen can get to h4, it might be unpleasant for black.
Okay, because of
People
this dark
seem-
square pressure.
What did you say?
Yeah. Because of white's dark square pressure.
Yeah, because of these dark square weaknesses and black. So it's not really even clear to me how black will react to this move, like to this idea. Like it's not immediately clear to me how you are supposed to react to this. It looks visually. It's possible that maybe when you calculate, you might say, oh, okay. In fact, black is okay. But visually, it looks like white has some initiative. Maybe it's possible to play knight here, and the knight is to prevent the queen on h4, and it should also be attacking this bishop. Maybe that's the way to go. Knight to g6.
So how long will that white get to the black side before those pawns start pushing black pawns?
Well,
get it.
that means that just shows that black has some enough. Black has enough maybe counterplay.
Yeah,
What is the
enough.
surprise?
Because by the time you count it before it knows the queen, and this white's a pass pawn are not really going anywhere. And black has connected pass pawns.
Okay, it seems like we have some moves already. So
And
queen d2, knight to c6.
Why is she even pushing the pawn?
Why is she what?
Okay, I thought she pushed the block h6 pawn.
No. That was a misclick by me. Let me delete
Okay,
that.
okay.
no, I don't have to clear very soon.
So
Okay,
knight
c4 was played.
Yeah, so she's trying to get some good squares for her pieces. The only thing is that I'm afraid that I don't know how long you want to keep the king here. Maybe bishop e2 and then castle. Maybe it doesn't look as if there is anything terrible happening right now. So
I think we would actually need to jump to the mail because we've not done anything regarding the mail so far so good.
Yeah, we're looking for the link.
We're looking for the link for the mail, and we've not gotten the link for the mail. But the interesting English right now is something like I got the link somewhere here. Hold on a second, because I'm seeing someone saying, hey, GM Samvel, all the way from Singapore. Thank you very much. Special shout out to you. Thanks for joining. Mr. Boyopo, thank you very much for joining. F.A. Boyopo, I believe you're enjoying Zimbabwe at the moment. I think
it's Zimbabwe quick.
I'm looking for a link.
Okay.
Sent. I think it's all the way up.
Is Abdul playing? I guess Abdul is playing.
No, he isn't. He isn't playing.
Abdul?
Oh, what happened?
Do you mean Abdurrahman?
Abdurrahman.
Oh, he's playing.
He's playing. He's definitely playing. He's
Abdul.
playing against Tennyson. I am Tennyson.
Oh, two
versus
are your
Abdurrahman.
players. Oh.
Yeah, I'm coming.
That's
They are
one
both
of the
your
biggest
players.
matchups in round one. Apart from, of course, the national champion playing against FM Ajibola, popularly known as Papa.
And I think I'm hearing right now that probably Tersee is better in that position.
We can use
Wait,
the
now.
live cloud link, or we can also use the Lichess link.
The
But
problem,
it says the live cloud link is better.
the interesting thing is, you said the live cloud link is better. The problem with the live cloud link is I will not be able to do any analysis, be able to run anything, and that's a problem. But if you have the live cloud link, please can you please share in the comment section? It's interesting because we sent some of these.
Yeah. You said please go to the mail section. We just want to get the link and then we'll go to the mail section.
I've been sent. Look at it. I just sent a message in there, and it's actually not. For one reason or the other, it's not delivering. I have to reload this page, so I voice stories that touches because all this I sent. That's the mail link. See? Same link that I sent in there is not showing it. That's so ridiculous. This is still the female link that you shared the other time. Let me see if this one is going to work. I think the guy changed it.
I'm seeing a mail. Can I see a lot?
Sorry. I had to. That was where the link is, and this link I found. So we have to go and get a new. This is the new link. It was here. Can anybody send me the new link? Can anyone please share the new link?
Yeah. If anybody can please share the mail link so that we can go through the games.
We can go through the games of the mail because we are so
into it.
We are so pumped. Look at it. The messages is showing in there, but the link is not showing in there. Are you saying it's this same link? This same link doesn't work for the. Wait a second.
You can click on the round one at the top there.
Round one at the top.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay.
And then see if
It's really that's what I have to do.
It's only showing the female. There is no male. Okay, wait. Let me ask here. Which the mail link? And that's the problem. It's not as if I think something is wrong with sending a link to the chat. It's not showing it. For one reason or the other, it is not showing the link. Yeah, that's
Well,
the
can
problem.
I still? Are you done with me, or can I come? Can I log in later? Is it
Yeah,
possible?
we can call you. We can call on you back later. Thank you very much for actually joining this live stream. Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
You much appreciated. Thank you very much,
Or
man.
should I just? No, I can leave it online. Are you okay? Or
No, no
I
worry.
just want to
We'll
go
call.
through
We'll call you
something.
back. We'll call you back.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Take care.
Yeah, we would
Thanks.
like to delve
Lapito,
into
thanks.
the other games, yeah, with
yeah.
you much later.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Later
Bye.
then.
Peace
Take care.
out. Cheers. Okay, and that was Toby Loba with us on the live stream. Thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate you. She was wonderful, very very wonderful. A terror in a time. We are actually looking for the link for the.
It almost
Um,
seems like YouTube is blocking the link
It's
function.
exactly right.
Yeah, it seems like YouTube is
Go
blocking.
to the account that is broadcasting the female. Then, so what? Yes, you see, people are even trying to send it to us. Seems it's not going. But no, just go to. Yes, I've been there. Okay, somebody says you go to the account that's broadcasting female. Yes, I'm there. I'm there already. So I believe the link can be shared there. Can anybody send the link for the mail here? Hello. So at least if you send it to the leeches chat, the leeches chat
In the female
on
section.
the female section. Oh, you don't have. No, the link for the female is actually on the live stream. Actually, yeah, the link for the female is on the live stream. It is now the link for the male that we've been having issues with.
Wow! But while we are waiting for that, I can see some developments happening in the female section. Some
Yeah.
interesting developments happening.
We're still on Abdul Salam, right?
No. Let me.
Oh my goodness, what just happened there? Iyefu.
Let's quickly delve into that.
Iyefu's game ASAP, and beautifully. The interesting thing is we can see her face because the camera is actually on them. So I think you stopped.
Yeah, around this point. Wait.
No, we didn't. Did you talk to this point?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
So when the WFM and I we looked at this position, and she was talking about how WFM Toby was talking about how, in fact, she prefers these positions for white because it's easier for white to develop, and also because of the queen side majority. And it seems like from our lips to the board, because it's exactly how it seems like it's happening. After bishop e3, queen to c6, interesting. Then pawn to a5 was played, trying to clamp down on the queen side, maybe even playing bishop e3, trying to prevent the rooks from taking over the d file, black rooks from coming to the d file. That's also an idea. So b5.
that is scary.
That is not scary. That is insane. That literally is wow.
Wow. This is an error. No.
Okay.
G-Flows.
Well, that's okay. That's interesting. Wow. So I'd never, like, for me, if I had this position, first of all, I wouldn't put my queen on this square. I'd probably put it on c7 with the idea of playing bishop d7 and bishop c6.
Okay.
Developing that way. That would be my way of developing harmoniously. However, it is a very interesting way that Arabo Joy Felix has chosen. She has just quickly gambited the pawn so that she can get some quick development on this angle. Okay, so but the simple move pawn to f3 stops this. But maybe does she have ideas of playing bishop to d8 to get the pawn back?
Let's see.
But surprisingly, she plays the move a5.
A5.
I would have expected that, okay, if you are going to play this, maybe the idea is to play bishop d8. And then, you're going to get your pawn on b6. But after f3, I'm not even sure you're going to get the pawn back because of
queen f2.
Queen f2.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe the variation continues. Let's quickly just check it. Queen f2. And then the idea being to play rook to b8. But that is just poor because the pawn on a6 will fall.
Drops also.
So that means that, in fact, what she did was just not
Bad. A5 was a bad. I mean,
Yeah.
B5 there was a very terrible move. In fact, even if not anything, that one person enough is
Or
scary.
would it not have been? It seems not to have been bad to play Bishop D8 first. What do you think? Bishop D8 first, but there's something I'm looking at. Bishop B5.
Immediately.
Yeah, like Bishop D8.
Bishop
Is
B5.
is it possible to play Bishop B5?
Well, Bishop B5.
Or maybe it's not good.
Lots of tempos will start happening. Bishop B5, right?
Just to gain your pawn back, because
But you're not getting it back immediately. Bishop to B5. If you play Bishop to B5, Queen to D5 is possible. Queen all the way back to B7. Is
yeah,
also
Queen
possible.
to B7.
So
Or maybe even Rook A5 with the idea of bringing the Rook to
second,
A1.
we could doubling the rook on the A file.
But okay, so F3,
Bishop attacks the queen.
Bishop
now.
B5, and then the Rook just comes to
Okay.
D1, and then it seems like we are just down a pawn for absolutely nothing.
Zilch.
Absolutely
D8,
not.
exchange. Okay, this is what we saw.
Yes.
And if look at her expression on the screen there. You know, she's
It's clear that
Wait.
Onoja Joy is just completely crushing in this position. Just completely crushing. Because, I mean, no matter what you take on D8 with, let's
Yeah.
say you take with
the queen,
the queen, yeah?
for example. You now gives another rook vibes coming with the tempo
Yeah,
to
yeah.
D7.
No, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Oh gosh.
No,
gosh.
this is not good. There are so many ideas. There's queen to c4 with the idea of queen to c7. There is rook to d1, just trying to take over the open file and waiting for the right moment. You know, no, this is not good. This is not good. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Someone is saying bishop to b5
It's
is a free bishop. What does that
It
mean?
isn't. It isn't a free. No, that was not here. I believe this was the part where the person was saying bishop to b5 is a free bishop. As at the time where.
Oh, when we're doing the analysis
when
of
you're doing
that
the analysis of
position.
yes, when you're doing the analysis of this, and when you did bishop b5.
No, but that was
not
not here.
It wasn't here.
Yeah,
even.
I was mentioning.
The bishop b5 will happen after.
Yeah, after takes, yeah.
Yeah, takes
Bishop d8.
bishop d8,
Bishop
then bishop b5. So it isn't because
So what I was referring to is that if the pawn or the queen takes, we don't mind taking back because of the pin
rook.
along
Yeah.
this open file. So that was what that was based on. This bishop b5 is based on the pin on
Yeah.
the open file.
Yeah.
Okay, the person said.
No. It's because.
Okay, it's
because
down
of
the
the
delay.
delay. So it's,
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna-
the bishop b5 was referring to this
Yes. So
pin.
it isn't freeze.
It
Okay.
wasn't a free
Yeah,
this thing.
it-
So,
it's
but
not.
let's go back to the live, yeah.
This is life because
Okay,
now if you
so-
look at her, she's looking at the board like, what should I do here? Should I take it or should I not take it?
Yeah. So
Of course you have to take it.
it's not a pleasant feeling when in the first round. It's not a pleasant feeling in the first round when you just feel like you are off form already, because just to give up a pawn and get into this terrible position, a really terrible position.
Well,
like this.
Mr. Fortune again, if you say pawn should take first, no problem. Pawn takes first, then rook takes rook.
I think I understand what the person is saying now. Oh, that was a mistake then.
No. Why is it a mistake? Is it a mistake?
No, what the person is saying is that bishop to b5. What did we do?
Yeah,
bishop
after
d8.
bishop d8.
Yes, but
rook.
bishop to b5, pawn takes, and
Then
the
after
queen is
rook takes.
protecting the rook. So yes, it seems like that was our mistake. The queen is protecting the rook.
Okay. We're looking at it from the perspective of bishop takes.
Queen takes first.
Apologies.
That
You were
was-
right. You are so right, Mr. Fortune.
Okay.
You're so right.
So then why? Then if that is possible, why
Then-
not bishop d8 immediately, trying to win the pawn? At least you've gambited the pawn, you win the pawn back.
Mhm.
So what's the issue? Well, I mean, what's the issue?
I don't know what the issue is anymore.
Because the only thing maybe white can do is then play positionally, play this, and then after takes, bishop takes, queen takes, then play rook here,
Second rook in there.
and
Yeah.
then try to put pressure on this pawn.
That's a free pawn already. No, that's not a free pawn already because
Yeah, there are
black-
like four people on
four
the
people, yeah.
four black, four white pieces on the pawn.
yeah.
So maybe most likely you win the pawn. Maybe
Yeah.
this is what she was thinking about. But
Yeah.
if all this is true, then
Then why the next?
yeah, why did
series of
you
moves?
gambit the pawn in the first place? Why not just play, easy moves? Queen to c7, bishop d7, easy, bishop c6,
C6.
easy, and then you just bring your rooks to the open file.
Well, not everybody likes easy. People like complications,
No, but this is just not even complicated. This is lost.
This is lost. No, there is lost complications. It's either a simple complication or a lost complication. 17 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
Against 1 hour 9 minutes.
Yeah. So Fortune Alayo, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Spot on, Mr. Fortune.
My tactical eyes have not opened yet for this, but
when has it been opened?
Well, that's why we have great guys like you, pointing out anything that we miss out.
Okay, so
but the mail section, yes,
we'll
get that immediately.
They actually sent me the link, which I'm now able to check.
All right.
Using this.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I can now go in here. So sorry, guys, just to be able to get the link as fast as we can. And we can now look into the guys. And actually, I'm itchy to go to Tersee, the reigning national champion.
Yes,
and,
that is where we have to start.
Let us. I'll leave it to you. I'll go and try and change the camera to Tersee for you to be able to see his face and his opponent's expression as they're moving. Thank you.
All right. So, while Chief Wales gets us the camera, the faces of the players of the male section, I'm going to try as much as possible to delve deep into the male section, the opens section, actually. I'm going to start. There is no other place to start than with the national champion himself, the reigning national champion, the current national champion, Tersee Ferdinand. Phenomenal. What he did last year, at the age of 17, just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then, holding his own in the tie break, he was 1-0 down, and then he equalized, and then he won the final tiebreaker, and was able to become the national champion. So unprecedented at the age of 17. So here he is trying to defend his title. He's playing with black pieces against Ajibola, Olanrewaju. So let's just delve into the game. So for those of you who don't know, you might be watching this and you might, I'm not going to go into the games yet. I just want to quickly say something about Ajibola Olanrewaju's style. His style is provocative, it's aggressive, he's always trying to take risks to win the game. So, you would then be able to understand the way he approaches the game of chess. Tersee is more solid, calculated, trying to take his chances when he gets one. Okay, so let's go deep into the game. So d4, knight f3, FM Ajibola with white pieces is well known for the cold opening. At what he's well known for. So e6, bishop g5. But here it goes for a kind of very soft, what's it called now? Kind of very soft opening. Bishop g5, d5, knight d2, c5. All right, very good. Striking at the center of the board. e3, queen b6. So when white plays the move queen to b6, when this kind of thing happens, usually one of the ways that black reacts is there are two ways you can usually fight against a bishop that comes out very early like this. You quickly get your queen to b6, attacking the vulnerable b2 pawn that has been left unprotected because of the bishop's adventure into this place. Also, sometimes black can play for the bishop pair, maybe playing h6, bishop goes back, g5, bishop goes here, and then knight h5, trying to capture the bishop on g3. But here, Tersee goes for queen b6, principled, very strong, captures. All right, so some of you might be thinking, why would Tersee allow his pawns to be doubled like this? But there is reason. You see, one of the things in chess is what we call the bishop pair. That means, these two bishops, very lovely. When you have the two bishops. And bishops are long range pieces. So people usually prefer to have, the bishops, they control, one controls the light squares, the other one controls the dark squares. So by exchanging his bishop for the knight, it's true, black has a bit of an ugly pawn structure, but in return he gets an half open G file for his pieces. He gets a very nice dark square bishop that can come to this diagonal. Sometimes it can come to this diagonal depending on what black plays. So okay, rook b1, pawn takes, and then knight c6. So black is trying to put pressure here. Pawn to c3, a5. Maybe he has ideas of a4 and maybe a3, trying to soften up the black, the white queen side. Oof, that was my bad. Bishop c6. Okay, I have Chief Wheels back with me.
Yep.
And he has helped us to get a very good camera angle of the players, and you can see Papa with his hand in his shirt. It means that there is fire on his on his side of the board. He's trying to find some good moves. Okay, so let's quickly get to the point where we were. Bishop b5, bishop f5, captures and castles. Wow, okay, I think I missed something here. After c3, a5, a4, e5. Okay, striking at the center, trying to liberate the bishop to e6 or f5 or g4. Okay, Chifios wants to quickly show us something.
No, I'm not showing you anything. I'm just actually trying to clear something on the stream. I just want to be sure the stream is actually doing well. The camera is well placed, so we don't have. Yeah, cool. So back to you, sir, because you were talking about the fantastic game going on between these two duos.
Yeah. So e5 is played. The central pawns are put in motion, and of course we try to get the bishop out into the game. So bishop b5, bishop f5, putting pressure on this rook on b1. Captures. Interesting. And let me just quickly see if I can see the tactical idea behind this.
You remember your site and tactics.
Yes.
Can you remember your site and tactics? Is this something you still want to go ahead, still be thinking about? Because I wonder why he didn't capture the rook.
No, well, if maybe it feels like you can capture the rook at any time. It feels.
You can't capture the rook at any time.
I feel him.
Because the rook has the chance to run.
Feel him. Pawn captures. Okay. Castles.
Oh, intentionally stay leaving the rook behind.
Yeah. Okay. Bishop captures on b1. Queen captures on b1 and pawn to c5. So this is very queen e6. I love this idea of pawn to c5. Already with the idea of that if the queen comes to b6, you are coming here.
Yeah, I've just already calculated.
Okay, so queen e6 captures here, and okay, very good. Bishop d6, trying to prevent the knight from coming to e5, and the pawn on e6 can be defended maybe easily with maybe king d7. Yeah, I think, and maybe even e5 if necessary.
Is g4 possible immediately from here?
G4 is also possible, but the problem is you probably open some files. Yeah, you probably open some files against the king because of the move h5.
And there's h4.
H6, h4, hg5, hg5.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay, yes, of course, because after fg5 there is a move bishop f4.
Oh, now I see. Yeah, sure.
And
that would be a disaster.
Yeah, you'll probably get the pawn. So he played the move knight captures on g5
instead.
And then the move knight f3. But that means the pawns, they are falling already.
Knight check.
Yeah, the pawns are falling. And then we have the move pawn to bishop here, trying to exchange pieces. I mean, we're already ahead.
No.
And this is a passed pawn. Okay, so I feel like if we want to take stock of what's happening in the position, we can just say that black is better, is ahead in material. But white has some interesting ideas. He wants to play rook b3 with the idea of maybe rook b5 or rook b7, trying to gain some activity. Maybe the king will probably go to f1 at some point, getting out of this pin. Because this pin is actually a bit annoying if it can be, somehow done. I'm not sure how you manage to do it, but rook to b3 is what Ajibola or Olanrewaju is thinking about. I can see that there are some moves being made on the board.
And look at his eyes. Look at the way he's looking at writing his recording, and confidence. He's not even looking at CB. He's not showing. When people are losing at times, he's showing in their face like, "Oh, my position is terrible," and this, that. But in this case, no, nothing of such. If you look at his expression.
So it seems like the bishop
captured the knight.
Yeah.
And the second knight.
And the knight captured. Yeah. So that's some. Maybe the rook is coming to f4 to put pressure on this. Like for instance, I'm not sure what white played. Bishop here.
And knight
if
takes.
the knight takes, and maybe the rook is coming to f4. But I'm not. Maybe it's not necessary.
But if the rook goes to f4, the king easily stops on h3, right?
No, yeah.
There's no problem with it.
What about e4, e5? Is that also possible?
And do we still have the idea of rook b3 anymore, even after that?
Actually, what happens if you just go completely radical? If you just capture on g5, what happens? How many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and
This is
1, 2, 3, 4
equal. But the problem is there's a passed pawn.
Yeah.
There are two passed pawns.
No, it's just one pass pawn.
Okay, one passed pawn versus one passed pawn. No, one passed pawn versus no passed pawns.
So
Is there that should be? It should be an interesting endgame.
So let's say rook. The fact that white can gain some activity with rook here and rook here, it's not. It makes things not to be as easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is I'm not supposed to show their names, but this is Groundnut. They didn't pay for sponsorship, so and they didn't pay for advertisement, so we're not mentioning their names. But brought to the studio room by Lapite himself, and that's why his tactics has been a little bit slow.
I'm not going to dignify this with any response. So right now the bar is showing that black is better, but the thing is that with the counterplay of this, it's not so easy. The only thing is that I feel like maybe because our tactical eyes is not really sharp at the moment, I feel like maybe there's an easy tactical solution that just maybe wins for black. Someone is asking if there is camera on every board. No, we actually only have one camera right now, so we try to train it on the most interesting board happening. In way of not taking too much time on this, let's quickly check out other games. For example, the game between
the African Super Zonal Champion and the
Yes.
West African Zonal Champion. It's going to be hot.
Yeah. So Tersee with the white pieces almost always starts with c4, and here again he played that.
I told you.
Very note. Played move pawns to c4, e5, knight c3, knight f6. Usually plays with the move e3. That's one of his ideas. g3 is also one of his ideas. So
Mr. Fortune is actually saying that there is nothing wrong with your tactical position. Who is Mr. Fortune? You have to explain. This man is supporting you all the time. What's going on?
This is this is interesting. Bishop b4.
Bishop b4.
Okay, so if I don't know if you were following the Grand Swiss, In the Grand Swiss, Tennyson played white, I think, against Sanan Shujurov, if I'm correct. No. That was, I think, against the Armenian. I think it was against the Armenian. He played 1c4. So the game went something like this: knight c3, knight here, bishop here, knight here, pawn to a5, and then knight captures b4, pawn captures b4. And in this position, it turns out that actually black is better in this position.
Imagine.
Yeah, but it seems like so. Maybe that is the reasoning behind Abdurrahman's choice
Of playing bishop b4. Also.
Yes, of playing a variation of bishop b4, maybe hoping that his opponent is not as comfortable in those kind of positions, and that he would make some strategic mistake. But it seems like Tennyson has learned a lot from the Grand Swiss. He just he played well. This actually, I think, one of the first games he featured was the game between Karpov was playing white versus Kasparov. That was one of their World Championship matches, maybe in Seville. I'm not sure. I can't say. But yeah, it was one of their World Championship matches. And yeah, so castles is played, e4. This already is bishop captures on c3, pawn captures on c3, and d6. All right, h3, 5. Seems like the players are a bit familiar with the position. A4, knight d7, and then knight fd7. All right.
b4 immediately. Beautiful. Beautiful chess there.
So
then we have to defend the pawn on c4.
Yeah, black is trying not. Black is trying not to help white.
With his back pawn structure.
Yeah, improve his structure. So that's why he played the move. He played the move knight a6, putting pressure on this pawn, and also, as Chief Wales pointed out, putting pressure on the pawn on c4. Maybe even one day the knight will go to b6. But although we always have to watch out for this, if we want to change our structure in that way, we are not always sure. Maybe pawn to c6, then knight b6, so that if the bishop captures, you can always capture with the queen. Maybe that's another way. Although that leaves this weak. So
d6 pawn weak.
So it's not clear how white wants to. Okay, some moves have been played. Queen b3 is played. Pawn captures. Pawn captures. Pawn to c5, trying to carve out some dark squares for his pieces. So maybe even the knight can get to d4 one
by
day.
Going back to b8, c6, and
b8, c6 is an idea.
Yeah.
f8, e6 is an idea. Even the square on b4. So
and now knight b4.
Knight b4 is played. The knight lands well on b4.
Oh.
Then knight b6, putting pressure on this.
You have to increase the number of defenders.
Knight d2. And then maybe it's rook a5 with the idea of queen a8 and then doubling. Is that a
tripling?
Move? Tripling. This is exactly what was played. Rook a5, because you want to try to put pressure on the queen side.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Castles.
Join with the queen.
Queen a8. So maybe with the idea of queen a7, rook here.
Is that pawn not gone now? Wait, it's already 3 versus 2 already.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So
rook
takes
captures.
immediately. Yeah, no time. Rook takes rook. No time. Then
and
queen
then
moves. Again, hitting on the pawn on h3.
Okay. With tempo, queen d7.
Why? He wants to bring the second rook over there.
Yeah, he wants to try to get this rook into the game. Maybe exchange rooks.
Rooks and have a very a little bit easy.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be easy. So white is trying to get some counterplay, trying to play for f4, f5.
f6 straight up.
f6 was played. f5.
Bishop just back.
Bishop f7. Bishop f1.
Now to help to defend. I'm still wondering when that rook is going to mean out.
So rook to c8.
But why?
An interesting and mysterious move. It would take us a bit of time to, and that's an interesting move.
Are you thinking of black playing d5. Is that why?
Or maybe the idea is that queen rook c8, so that when you play queen b d8 and then you play rook here,
You're going to be able to capture with a
You'll be able
queen
to capture with-
holding on to that score. And
You'll be able
what
to
if
capture
you
with
are
the
not
queen.
capturing with a queen? What if the rook captures rook first? And now you will still be able to have all your pieces towards the queen side. The knight can easily jump to a4 and move all the way to b2 to keep more pressure on that pawn on what is it called? Yes, a to b2, or in fact a to b2 and to d3. I'm talking of this knight. A4. Yes, come in.
I'm a bit surprised that
We are. You want us for a minute? No, you should. We are even looking for you before to come over.
we are
Okay, I'll come and join you. Just give me a second. Okay, I'll check it. Actually, one of our wonderful hosts is there, but
No,
we'll
no,
bring him
yes.
later. We'll
Okay.
bring him later. Just give us a second. No, wait.
okay. I hope you can still hear me. Sorry about that. We just quickly had the chief organizer, the president of the OLCC Chess Club, just came in to. We'll probably have him on the show in a few minutes. So he's a fish, so he won't really be helping us to analyze the games. But it will be great to have him on the show. He's a great man, So, but let's quickly continue delving into this game. So rook c8 with the idea of queen c7, maybe queen d8, maybe trying to exchange rooks here. But what is a bit shocking to me is that the evaluation of the computer, at least, so generally here, we are trying to look at the games without using any engine analysis. That's so that we are trying to delve into, okay, it seems like a game has finished. So maybe we should quickly go there. Yes, it seems like Tersee has won his game against Papa, and we'll try to quickly let's see how the game finished. So King Jer, we'll try to quickly get Tersee here to explain to us, how he was able to just win that game. So we'll get Tersee in a few minutes here. So Bishop captures, and then okay, very good. Yeah, Rook F4. In the spirit, F3, and then everything just started falling apart. So black is so many pawns. Black is just completely crushing. This is excellent technique by Tersee, by the way. He starts his national championship defense on a very good note. Very, very good note. And here we are just threatening rook to. We are threatening rook to b1, leading to some kind of checkmate. So this was excellent technique. So from the point, I think people should study this game, especially the move. Especially the move that I liked here was the move pawn to e5. Pawn to e5, because these knights, they are protecting each other. And it seems like it's a stable construction. This pawn is protecting the knight. This knight is protecting this knight. This knight is protecting this bishop. Everything looks like, everything is compact. But with the move pawn to e5 that Tersee played, it's really going to break, because the threats coming up, e4, because of this pin, it's going to really hurt. It's really, really going to hurt. It's going to hurt is going to hurt white. So pawn to e4 coming up. And after this, trying to break out of the pin so that if e4 is played, knight captures on f1. But instead it just... But instead of me explaining to you how the moves were played, we have the current national champion, the defending national champion himself, who would explain to us exactly the thought process that led to him winning this game. Congratulations on your win. We'll take it to maybe the beginning where it became very dicey. Maybe you don't want to reveal too much opening analysis for us. I don't know. So you can just explain to us how the game went. You can just take it from the beginning, please. I can help you hold that, so you can have the mouse explain to us some ideas.
E6, bishop J5. I was quite surprised with this move. I was not prepared with this bishop J5 variation.
Okay.
I was hoping for E3.
Yes, we were saying it that Papa plays your co-system.
Yeah, E3. I was expecting E3 in this position. I prepared against E3, so surprised to see bishop J5.
Okay.
So I just continue.
Wait, sorry. Let me help you. So here, just this one. Okay. Wait, sorry. Let me show you this.
Here, then this one, right.
Yeah, and then this
Then
button.
right one,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So C5. So that means from here on, it was just you trying to play on your own and trying to. Okay.
Yes, I was just playing what I knew here.
Okay.
Yeah. So C5 is normal here.
Yeah.
You're just challenging the center. So E3, Queen B6. I don't know if this was the best move, but I just attacking a bit too pawn, pressuring the center, and I also considered if bishop takes a knight. I saw there that I'll have the bishop here, so
yeah, we were talking about that. We thought that the bishop was very nice, and that maybe you have some central control because of the pawn on f6 and the half open g5.
Yeah, and the open g5.
Yeah.
So that was what I considered after playing this queen b6. Before playing queen b6.
Yeah.
Bishop takes. I was surprised it took.
It looked like long term you would.
Yes, long term like slight advantage.
Yeah.
I don't think I can grind it. I'll just be grinding it gradually. So I was surprised to see bishop takes f6.
But the interesting part, if we quickly, so that we would not take some of your time, we'll just go to the critical moment.
Okay.
So after this, and first of all, let's talk about the move pawn to a5. What inspired this move? What was the idea behind pawn to a5?
a5. Yeah. I saw b4. He could play b4. That was a possibility.
Okay.
I didn't want b4 to come.
Okay. So we're thinking that if you wanted to play e5 already, why didn't you just start with e5?
Yeah, just go e5. I think that was best.
No, we don't. We are not using the engine, so we're just considering maybe you also had ideas of a5, a4, and
I
knight.
wanted to play a4. If the knight goes to b3, then I can kick it.
Yeah.
With a4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a possibility there.
All right.
But I realized there was no need for that a5. Just e5.
Just e5.
But e5 is not that bad.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next critical moment. So after this e5, you played very interesting move. And then this bishop f5. So this is the next interesting moment. Yeah. When he did not when he did not move his rook, were you surprised?
Yes, yes. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that at all. It was a shock.
Okay, so what did you calculate that if he moves his rook, what were you trying to play for? Were you going to see castle queen side?
Yes. If he plays rook c1, I'll castle queen side.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the best one. Rook c1 castle. If he takes, he can't capture on e5 because of rook pin, I think.
Rook pin.
Yeah, he can't capture on e5, so he has to take the knight.
Okay, sorry. Let me show that. So let's say
capture.
Okay.
Pawn takes.
No. Wait.
No,
let me go back.
Yeah,
let's go back. Let me try.
Oh, no.
Let me help with that. Okay. So if we go here. So you were saying that if rook goes to c1,
you were castle queen side.
Okay, you were going to castle
Yeah,
queenside,
just castle.
and you are not afraid of this
Yeah,
rook on this thing.
No.
What were you calculating?
So you can't, yeah.
Okay,
can't
so you're saying that
recapture
he can't take on e5,
it.
why?
Yeah, I'll just recapture its back. The strong
Okay.
center.
Okay,
You can see that
okay, okay.
you cannot win a pawn. It's bishop times c6. Yeah, because it's a pin.
Bishop times c6,
Maybe b times c6.
b times c6,
Then knight takes.
knight
It's not
takes
possible here.
e5 because
Yeah,
of the
because
move rook.
Pin and f6.
Okay, and then winning the.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So that's
So yeah, I saw this line.
So what if, let's say, you had castled immediately? How are you? Okay,
Yeah,
you just
castle,
play
then f6.
f6, and then you will have the
Very
strong center,
Open g5
and
bishop a.
yeah, and you'll be
Just-
the one with the attack
yeah,
against
just-
his king.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's really nice. So after that means he probably can't capture here, and if he doesn't capture, let's say he plays rook to c1, you castle, and then he castles.
Yeah.
What were you planning on?
Okay, this line. Castle. I think here I was thinking maybe bishop d6. Just complete
Bishop
developments
d6, yeah?
here.
Okay, bishop
Just
d6.
complete developments here.
Okay, okay, okay. And then maybe in some future it's
yeah,
possible to play e4 even.
E4 and activate the bishop. Then rook g8 is coming also.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So that was one interesting moment. But then when he didn't take, he took on e5. You just castled immediately. So what's the people at home were like, what? Tersee just he didn't even capture the pawn. He didn't capture the rook. He just castled. Is this what it takes to be a national champion? What was the idea here?
And first of all, I thought my king going for that going for the rook immediately. I felt like my king is not safe.
Okay.
So I just felt my king has to I have to castle and activate the rook as well.
Okay, okay.
So like
No, but take us through what you calculated. Let's say bishop captures. Let's say the bishop had captured.
yeah,
What were you afraid of?
bishop takes, queen takes.
Queen takes.
Yeah.
Let's say you are super greedy and then you
Queen
capture
takes.
the pawn. What happens?
Knight capture here. Complete knight. You can actually capture with knights, but there's a move here, queen a5, which I do not like.
Okay, preventing you from castling and.
There's a lot of movement on that a5 square.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so I
don't
see.
And there's a possibility of taking with queen with a check
On
and my rook
e5,
will be
yes,
hanging.
yes.
So I didn't want this. I just want my king to be safe first.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because at first it looked like, wait, is your king really safe on the queen side?
yeah,
Is your queen really safe on the queen side? But
it was safe,
yeah, but it seems like it was safe.
yeah.
And even if he moves his rook now, you're not afraid because you just capture the pawn and have like if this happens, if the rook, it goes back to the variation
Yeah,
you were
just take
showing
the pawn.
earlier. You will take the pawn
Yeah,
and you
just-
have the nice center.
Yeah, very comfortable position.
Yeah.
I'll not like worried to go for material advantage.
But were you relieved when you saw that he exchanged queens here? Like after this,
Yes,
and then he
yeah,
just played
yeah,
here and he
yeah.
exchanged queens.
Yeah,
We were
I
also
was-
surprised with
I
the
was
decision.
happy, I was happy it's queen trades.
Yeah, but we were so impressed by your conversion here.
Yeah.
After this move, let's go to
No,
this
no,
point.
I wasn't expecting knight takes.
G5.
He
You were
was- he
expecting
was-
pawn takes.
Yeah, he was supposed to take on its pawn. I think.
But we thought after pawn takes, bishop f4 or what?
Yeah, bishop f4. I think that pawn was still going to be
To-
lost.
Yeah, maybe that's what he saw, and he was
Yeah,
like,
just
okay,
bishop here.
yeah. And then you win the pawn, you probably win the game too because
The
his pawns will
F7.
start falling. Yeah, but
Okay,
rook
F7,
g7.
but there's rook g7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
just
pawns just fall. Okay, so that was but I really liked when I was watching. I was enjoying the move when you played the move pawn to. Here you play the move pawn to e5, and it
Yeah.
seems that breaks his
yeah, that was just game over for me.
game over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you saw e5, you were like, okay, I've broken this away. Yeah. So and then the conversion was really nice. Rook captures.
This one just penetrates. You know, I nearly captured the pawn on b2.
Okay.
So knight.
Knight f6. Yeah.
Knight fork, so
Nah,
I
that would
just-
have been. That would have
yeah.
not been. That would not have been good.
It would have been terrible.
Yeah.
I just calmed down a little bit and thought for
Okay. So you've heard it here, folks. If you want to be a national champion, even when you are winning, you have to calm down
Yes.
and find the precise way to completely annihilate your opponent.
Yeah, just avoid and see counterplay.
Yeah, avoiding counterplay, and it seems like it was good. Yeah, even though you gave up the pawn,
Yeah.
you saw that everything was in
There's no need for
control.
that pawn again.
Yeah,
Just give up the pawn.
and then rook here to c2, and you are threatening mate
Yeah,
and or
mate
winning
and the
material.
knight, yeah.
Yeah, so really, really great game, Tersee. So who is your next round opponent?
Akishe.
Akishe. Okay, that's well, they are all games in the national championship will be tough. So we are wishing you the best of luck in your next round and in your title defense. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add to about the games or anything so far?
I not had the chance to look at the other games.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right. So thank you very much. Would wishing you the best of luck. Wishing to see more of you in the studio, so that you will help us to dive deeper into your games.
okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah.
I
Well
appreciate
done. All right, folks. You heard it here directly. The national champion, the defending national champion here, helping us to break down how he won the game against FM Ajibola Olanrewaju. So this was a very interesting game. It showed good technique, like getting a good position and then converting it into a win. I believe that that was a really, 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 really good game. So that's one game. I think we have some happenings on the other boards. We'll try to see what is happening. We've not checked out this game. This is Callistus. This is the person we have on the screen wearing the brown shirt, I think, versus Keyi Musa. Callistus is a very, very dangerous player. Very, very dangerous player. Also known as linesman because of his, he knows so many lines. He understands so many lines in chess. So let's see what happens. Knight f3, and then c4. He plays the Catalan. I believe this is the first time I'm seeing Callistus playing the Catalan. Normally he goes for more traditional Queen's Gambit setups with knight to c3. He starts with, let's go back here. He starts with d4, c4, and then knight to c3. But here is going for an interesting Catalan setup, bishop b4, and then d times c4, trying to win the pawn. Castles, queen to c2, queen times c4, some knight captures, bishop captures, and e5. And somehow it almost looks as if the black player is equalizing. Pawn to e4, and then bishop to f5. Yeah, it looks really good for, like, it looks decent for. The only thing is this. Okay, let's see. Sorry about that. Just bishop times d2. Okay, so let me show the name of the black player. Very interesting move. This is amazing. When we are playing, I always try to say that, to people I'm training, or always try to get your pieces into the game. You shouldn't have your pieces on the back rank like this doing nothing. So using tactical means Callistus was able to get his knight to a better square, c5. Of course, the idea is that the pawn can't capture it here because of bishop captures queen. So using that, he was able to get his knight to a better square. The knight can go to a lot of squares depending on how black reacts to this. So probably Keyi Musa Lucky was surprised by this, and then it took some time. Still, there's a pin here, so he uses the time to improve his rook. Now, what black is and what white is going to try to do is going to try to put pressure on the black king side. So, and then finally, knight to c5 is played, putting a lot of pressure on the queen side. This is combined with the rook pressure, the knight pressure on the queen side, and there is nothing happening much on the king side here. Actually, I feel like maybe earlier, black should have tried to play the move h5, h4. It even seems the game is over, so we won't get to a lot of chance. We'll probably quickly get the camera to switch to someone else, and also maybe we can get Callistus to delve deeper into the game for us.
But I'm so sorry. Before Callistus probably joins in, we would actually be inviting the tournament director of the event to come and say one or two things about this event in general to everybody, in person of Mr. Rex Kolawole. If we don't get him now, we might not get him in the next maybe 2 or 3 days. He's going to be so busy. So let's just use this opportunity to just get him on board and give it up to him. So Rex, please, you can come to the live stream. Mr.
All right. So
I'll go and change the camera over there.
the man is wow. It needs no introduction. His fishiness is well known. Across town. If you are looking for someone to boost your ego, just call the Great Rex. You would be able to beat him like 9-1. So we have the Great Rex in the building, the tournament director. He has been, all the national championships that I've been holding. You always just know that you are going to be at peace because the tournament will just go fantastically well. And this is one of the major men behind the scenes. So let me give the mic to him so that he can tell us a few things.
Yeah, thank you for, I don't know which one I should thank you for, the first introduction or the second one. Well, it's great to be here again. I mean, NCC is always something we look forward to, the whole atmosphere, and then crowning the national champion. It's difficult, but it's always worth it at the end of the day, so we're glad to be here again, and we hope those who are watching and following the games are really getting the best of Nigerian chess, elite stuff going on.
Yeah, we were also wondering about this thing. Like, for me personally, I was going to say that the kids playing in the under 20, under 14, under 10 section, is it going to be possible at all for them to even, let's even say, grace and see the the champions in like the players, the top players?
You mean
to be inspired? Well, maybe not even streaming, maybe also being able
for them
to
come into the...
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I mean, that's a good idea. We can see how we can make that work, provided they won't distract the players. At this, you've played there, at this level, when I see you, it's, I had to throw a good one. I had to throw one in. So, if we will not distract the players, it will be a good idea to have them come in, a few of them.
So, like, what are the things that maybe, from the previous national championships that you people have tried to integrate into this particular one?
This is one of it, streaming.
Okay.
The great Lapite, master of slow player. What is it they call it? Yeah, I mean, this is, and then we've also tried to drive engagements online so that there's more publicity. That is also from the sponsors' angle so that they see more value and then they know there's a growing community. So I really encourage people to, log into this site with what you're doing, and this is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it's nice. Like, people were really happy to see, for instance, the national champion when he just came in, showed us his game against Ajibola, Olanrewaju, and also we are having another winner who will join us soon in FM, Callistus, the famous linesman, who will show us how he was able to bamboozle his opponent and crush him. It almost seemed like a very smooth victory. Almost as if FM Callistus was playing Rex. That's how that was how it was.
So the interview is over. We're going to shut down this stream. It's been great having me, right? Because Gregor had me online.
So I'm not sure. I should.
Let Kali come.
Okay.
Let Kali come.
So thank you very much,
I'm
tournament
going,
director. All right. So we were looking at Calypso's game. We were trying to delve deep into it. It was, we were very interested in some things happening. So we'll just, we don't know how much of the opening you want to tell us. Maybe you want to keep your lines for later, so you can just take us through some of the interesting moments that happened.
I don't think there was any meaningful theory. Let me call it meaningful in the sense that something you want to hide.
Yeah.
Right? It's already there in the game, so there's really nothing to hide. I started with knight f3 because I wanted to see his response. I don't want to play whatever he has prepared for d4.
Okay.
So I wanted to see his response first, then I decide the flow of the game.
Okay.
So d5, d4, knight f6. All of this was expected. c4, e6, g3.
We're saying that g3 is one of the, we know that you're a famous linesman, but it's not common in your games to play the Catalan.
Yes, I play the Catalan, but I usually start off with one g3.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
black has the option to avoid the Catalan or to let me get to the Catalan. So, well, I have experience playing this.
The Catalan, okay.
So, there's some little difference though. The move order makes a lot of difference because getting my bishop to g2, I'm usually not in time if I start with a Catalan move order than starting with g3. G3, you're ready to put the bishop on g2 immediately. Yes. So bishop b4. I think this was him trying to sidestep whatever I've prepared because I didn't expect him to play this.
Okay.
So 9d2 seems like the normal response. Dx c4. I think at this point I wasn't thinking of any theory. Yes, we're still in theory, but I wasn't really thinking of any theory. I was trying to just get an interesting position where I can outplay him. So bishop g2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping he'll be tempted to do some crazy ideas because it seemed his temperament during the game, it seemed like he wanted to win so quickly, right? So I was expecting, he spent a lot of time, probably was thinking about this, but I don't need to calculate it to know it's a bad move. Because even though you are getting a pawn, you probably get this other pawn, but your position is just.
I think it's theory, but I actually can't remember how it goes. Like the
variation we see
right?
It's
known that it's not good, but I can't remember what it is.
Exactly.
Maybe bishop a3 trying to prevent castling. I'm not really sure.
Yes, I saw ideas like that. After c3 captures, bishop captures, there's rook b1. If you capture on d4, there's bishop a3 ideas, right? The bishop on g2. The pressure on the queen side is more than enough compensation. Yeah. And then I'm also preventing the king from castling. I've gained the bishop pair. It's more than enough to give up 2 pawns.
Well, so because of your time for your next game and other things, so we'll just quickly try to go to the critical moment. So this was one of those, you captured your pawn back and then
I liked the way, I hated the way he was playing the opening. At the same time, I liked it. At first I hated it. Then when the exchanges were happening, I started liking, maybe this is not a bad way to equalize for black, right? At first I felt it was shaky. Not the best way.
Yeah.
But he found queen d5. That was a very good move.
Okay, queen d5, yeah. So that's
queen d5.
Okay.
T5.
I hope you can hear us now.
Well, yeah, apologies. It seems there's a bit of
Yeah.
So I was just basically saying that this game kind of like came up on me quickly, and I decided to just go in there and let me just play. I decided to just go there and play whatever I saw on the board. So there wasn't really a lot of preparation coming into this round. I have to be very frank. So at this stage, right, this is a standard thing. Now, normally in this position, C5 is the most active, right?
Yeah.
C5 is most active. Obviously, there's also the possibility of EC. There's E6, which is like simple, solid, but C5 is actually like more to the point. That's what I play on when I'm on the other side. So C5, C3, inviting Queen B3, Queen B6. But he decided to continue with E6. Now, if you continue with E6, you have to be prepared to play B6 at a point. I'll get to the point. I'll explain to you.
Okay.
Right? So bishop D6. Bishop takes bishop is playable if I want to. I can do bishop takes bishop if I want to, right? But generally, it's probably best to just retreat bishop back so that when it captures your opponent's file. Obviously, knight
E5.
Knight E5 is a bit too early because of just queen C7, and suddenly your knight is looking stranded over there,
Putting pressure on
E5, and you can't really prevent him from breaking open, the E5. So bishop G3, all of this is standard. 0-0 now. 0-0 is a bit, I don't know. It's a bit passive. Queen C7 was probably better immediately.
So at this point, did you think that he was still in preparation?
No. I think at this point he had just played, solid, and he was in preparation, but not in preparation. I will explain now on the next move, because now the next move was knight D2 and Queen C7, right? Standard. Knight E5. Now the standard move over here is knight D7, not knight C6. Knight C6 allows knight D3, and you're able to free yourself a little bit. But now he continued with. Yep. Okay. Of course. Knight D7, F4. Now C4. So this move, I thought a long time after this move. I was now wondering, what exactly is going on here. I assume that this was the preparation. This is a particular line. This is possible, but generally the more practical line in this position is B6. B6, Bishop B7. You maintain the tension.
Sorry, let me take you back a bit. Here, in this position, you mentioned that knight C6 is met by knight D3. Or what did you?
Knight C6. Okay. Is met by knight D3.
Okay. Trying to play for the dark square.
Yeah. No, not just that. But the problem is that you now have to resolve your position because this forces you.
Yeah.
You obviously B6 doesn't work because of pawn takes pawn. The bishop is pinned.
Okay, but what about pawn to C4?
Now the difference now is that with pawn to C4, then you now have knight to F4.
Okay.
And now I can then continue with knight to
H5,
and then I can get my queen to that side of the board, and then also follow up eventually by breaking up the E pawn.
Okay.
So I mean, look, this is playable. I actually played this in a rapid game recently, and then the general follow up will be E5. So pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, pawn takes. This is one variation. All of this is possible. There's nothing.
Knight takes is possible. Maybe also bishop G4 is possible.
Bishop G4 is also possible at this point. Yeah. Bishop G4, bishop. So I mean, there are lots of possibilities over here. Yeah. Don't forget, there's now pressure on the G5 pawn and game continues. But going back to the game. So
Queen C7, knight C5, F4.
F4, of course, I have to keep the knight there.
And then C4.
Now the thing is, at this point, I have to be prepared to leave that knight. I left it at a point in the game. Even if a pawn attacks it, you have to be prepared to leave that particular knight, because that knight, what it does is that it causes a lot of go slow in your opponent's position. It just basically ties him up. But the thing is that C4 is a really it's an interesting move. Let me put it that way. It's a useful move because it prevents bishop G3, which is the source of a lot of attacks in this particular line. But at the same time, it also kind of compromises, because now your
light squared bishop doesn't really have a way of getting into the game.
So you were expecting him to keep the tension for a little bit
Exactly,
longer.
that's
play
kind of.
b6 and then bishop b7.
So I now said, okay, I now had to think of what to do at this point. I considered moves like sacrificing this pawn on e4 to be able to capture this, but the problem was that this f4 pawn will hang afterwards, because if pawn push, if knight takes, pawn takes,
knight takes.
Sorry. Oh yeah, knight takes. Good. Knight takes, pawn takes. The problem is that if pawn takes, then no. This.
Okay.
If I take, then this.
Okay, I thought you were trying to take with the bishop, but there's bishop times e5.
Yeah, there's bishop times f4, which is
so
the problem.
no. This is what I was trying to say. Like if you take with the bishop.
No, the bishop takes. It just loses a piece.
Yeah. Bishop times
that
f5.
Just loses a piece. That loses a piece for nothing. So, I was thinking about different things. So I now said, okay, why don't I just work on this bishop? I now decided to just shift perspective. Okay, fine. Maybe his preparation, his idea is that, okay, prevent this bishop from coming here and then creating threats against his king. So I said, okay, let me switch to the king side. And of course, logically, a4 is the move to gain time, because a4 means that he can't occupy the b5 square for about 3-4 moves.
Yeah.
Because he has to play a6. A6, I can answer with a5 and cripple the pawns.
Yeah.
He has to play b6, a6, rook moves, and then pawn push. That's about 4 moves.
Yeah.
Whereas I have all the time in the world to be able to break open. So what this means that this move guarantees a break on b3. It guarantees me a break. The question now is that how do I move forward after that break? Obviously, he needs to be able to, move this knight at some point in time. Try and maybe come to e4. I don't know. Or maybe go back to e8, play bishop here, bishop there, and then try and, put pressure.
What about his plan of rook b8? Like, you talked about how it would take some time, because maybe let me explain what. So a4, a6.
b5 is playable immediately actually, and then b5 and rook b8 is actually another way of doing it. But the problem with that is I can defend with rook a2, and after defending with rook a2, right, I then play queen a1, and then now the pressure is now on your open your pawn. And it's difficult for you to attack this pawn twice, because once I castle, I can always defend it.
Yeah. But you said a6, you said b6, a6, but why not a6, taking out a move and playing the move rook to
Yeah, but he needs 3 moves, because he can't play the pawn immediately, because of course it's pinned.
Yes.
So the thing is that he needs 3 moves. That's the key. He requires 3 moves. Okay. So the question is that those 3 moves, is it really practical for you to use 3 moves just to be able to achieve b5? So anyway, we moved on. b6. At this point, I thought hard. I thought to myself, I said, okay, do I really need to play b3 at this point? I can still reserve it. I can reserve the break. I said, okay, no need. Let me just do that. So b3. Pawn takes. Now, I was actually thinking that he might decide to go for a move like bishop b7.
Okay.
It's an interesting sacrifice, because if pawn takes, now all of a sudden this bishop is looking all the way down here. And I'm not sure this pawn is really useful, because, he has knight here also, attacking this pawn and this pawn.
So you probably would not have taken that.
I would not have taken immediately. I would have played bishop e2 first before taking then bishop here. That would have been my plan.
Okay.
So obviously, I wasn't going to take, but I thought that might have been, a way for him to try and complicate the position a bit better. But he dissolved immediately. So capture, queen takes. Now bishop b7, bishop e2. Again, I considered trying to maybe potentially gain a move. When I say gain a move, bishop b5. Now, if this was my calculation. So if I play bishop b5 here, then this rook move doesn't really do anything, because I can just castle, because the knight is hanging. And then what then happens is that if it then chases, I can castle here basically if I want to. Then if it chases me away, I can either capture, and then this pawn hangs.
Okay.
But I looked at it that it might not really be worth the effort, because after queen takes over here, I have this. Normally in this position, normally when I want to do this kind of thing, my pawn is on f2, not on f4. So, I thought about it, and I said to myself, why bother to give him a tempo to play a6? Why not just play bishop e2? Because after all, we'll get to similar position later on anyway. Because everything is revolving around this, you know, a7, b6. This is where the game, you know, really is going to concentrate on. Because I've shifted away from the king side. Although, I'm still going to make a foray over there. Now, very annoying, but I had to play rook.
c1.
When I say annoying because it kind of like, later on in the game, it cost me a move. I would have preferred for the rook to have been on c1 and to have been able to play rook
fc1.
Rook fc1, but unfortunately, I hadn't castled yet. So, now, knight e8. Obviously,
Planning to play f6.
f6, but I thought the more logical sequence would have been to play bishop e7, then knight d6 to occupy c4. Because once you can prevent the break on c4, then you have long-term pressure on the backward c3 pawn.
Okay.
So I think that's a more
So let me just quickly show what the IM is trying to talk about. For example, let's say, you know, castles is played, maybe bishop here with the idea of bringing a knight to d6 so that it clamps down on this pawn to c4 move.
knowing fully well that anytime the pawn moves, you can always play bishop a6,
Bishop
speeding it,
A6
and then you have more
Yeah.
on it. And then also what this does is that it allows black to also play f5. It gives him time to play f5. So he can play f5, the knight can then come back to f6 and then
to
e4. And when he gets to e4, he can then capture with the f pawn.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to capture on e4 with the d pawn.
D-pawn, because of even your queen gets this
Exactly,
diagonal.
and that's...
So let me try to make some moves to show. So this is a complete rubbish move. I just want to use it to illustrate what he's trying to show. So ideas like c4 can always be met by bishop a6 with the pin and with a lot of pressure.
And of course, pawn takes, it doesn't work because queen can take the two rooks conveniently, and you take about 3 pieces, which is a lot. In fact, it's too much.
So pawn c4 can always be met by
The
queen captures
takes,
on c1.
yeah. And because the bishop is hanging on e2, so
E2.
you lose too much material.
Okay, so that is that, and also another idea was f5.
Exactly.
With the idea of bringing his knight to d6.
So f5 is actually a possibility without playing bishop e7.
Yes. Okay.
So that's another idea of playing. So you can just play f5 immediately.
F5 and then knight here.
And the knight goes back.
Knight to d7.
Because this is the kind of position where there really isn't a lot happening. What that means is that you have enough time to maneuver, to play. It's not like those positions where if you make one mistake, then all of a sudden the whole position, everything changes. In this one, there's time. So it's kind of static.
Were you starting to feel here that maybe black is slightly, the one who has more
No. My idea at this point is that okay, fine. Black is okay. I mean, it's not like he hasn't compromised, but at the same time, I had my long-term plans, and my long-term plan was always going to be to break open the queen side, and try and win on the queen side, because I've decided that okay, let me leave the king side alone, so to speak. Now, this was an interesting point. f6. I thought to myself, I said, okay, remember I said some minutes ago that you have to be prepared to leave that knight. So I thought to myself, well, the knight retreating is not really practical. If I retreat to d3, he can pin it now conveniently. If I retreat to g4, then g5 looks like a very interesting move, because it's wild, but g5 looks interesting because now your bishop is hanging on g3. So this is what I'm talking about. So if the knight comes back here, for example, he can continue with g5. Which is, which is quite, aggressive. If the knight retreats here, he can continue with bishop. He can continue with bishop a6.
I have a question for you. The next two moves, but let's get there.
I now said, well, I mean, since I was prepared to leave the knight anyway, and I said, okay, why not leave the knight? Although to be fair, this is not just really, it's not like a sacrifice per se, because I'm going to get a serious amount of material if he captures the knight. Yeah. Obviously, pawn takes is not the best because of bishop takes check. First of all, the king has to move. If rook blocks,
we'll just look
bishop
at the king.
takes and then pawn takes and then I win the piece again.
Yeah, we'll look at the.
So the king has to move. Now there's a bit of a what's called, because now after pawn takes, ideally the knight would like to come back here, but there's a threat on the bishop.
Yeah.
So the bishop can't go back, and if the bishop moves, then there's going to be a problem. So rook takes. The question now is, what do? You can't go back to f8 because bishop takes is just mate.
Yeah.
You can't come forward.
Yeah.
And if you stop here, then there's this annoying rook attacks here. So all of a sudden, all your pieces are tied up, and of course, anytime the knight moves, there's an exchange there. So, and of course, this pawn is hanging. So,
in fact, you are probably better, much better.
So there's no way he was ever going to capture that. So what happened was that, at the same time, the reason why I played bishop g4 was kind of like to force him to let us get back to the position which I wanted originally.
But my question then is that, did you want the position? Because earlier, if you mentioned here, you mentioned the move pawn to f5 was something you were considering for black.
Yes.
So, but here, black is going to be getting that same position, but now...
No, but there's a difference. The difference now is that his knight is... No. The difference in the position now is that when the knight now comes back, right? Okay. Now I can play c4.
Okay, but what I was saying was that here you were considering that the move knight d6.
Yes. So the difference now is that now I've castled, right?
Okay.
Now I've castled. Now I can play c4, and he doesn't have enough resources to stop me from opening up.
Let's see, for example.
Okay.
f5, bishop e2. Okay, this is what even happened in the game. So let's say knight f6. So you are saying now that you will play c4.
I'll play c4 now.
But what if the same idea of bishop e6?
Yeah, good. Now, because it doesn't have enough, so I'll just play rook. Now I'll just play rook c2.
Rook c2.
I have enough time to double up, because now if the knight takes, once after knight takes, even if the e-pawn takes, then I can double up, because I still have my knight here and I have my bishop. So that's the idea. The idea is that I have enough time.
So sorry, just can you repeat
that?
Yeah.
So I have enough pieces on the key is this, right? Do I have enough defending c4? So now, if knight here, okay. So after knight takes, right? Okay. Obviously pawn takes is not practical because that's a free piece. You can't take the tempo of my queen yet.
Okay.
So then pawn takes. Now I have enough time to play.
Rook to c1.
Threatening to open up on the next move.
Okay, but what if he captures with this pawn?
Okay, so fine, it makes no difference. So now the problem now is that I don't have moves like this with this threat, you know, which I don't have to play immediately, of course. But then I also have what I played in the game, which is a4. And then that creates this protected pass pawn over here. See?
Okay, but does the variation stop there? Okay,
no. So, but I don't have to, at this point in time, basically, all I just have to do now is just double my rooks, or even bring this rook to the A file and prepare for A4.
And then you're now playing on the queen side.
I'm playing on the queen side, which is what... So the difference now, compared to the opening, is that, you know, I've already castled. In the opening, when he plays F5, after F5 and knight E4, he can actually follow up with G5. But at this point in time, you know, we've crystallized... I mean, playing G5 at this point will just be, it won't make sense.
All right. So let's quickly delve into the final parts of the game.
Okay, so
F5.
So bishop, bishop. I didn't like this move from him. I didn't like it at all. I felt at this point it was just simple. I mean, I would be able to just, you know, win. But the thing was, I kind of like, I lost track a little bit. Now, queen d7. Obviously, I was going to play pawn takes pawn originally, but I now realized that by the time the knight gets to c7 and d5, then the knight is going to be very annoying, you know. So, and everything's obviously he can't take because after bishop takes, then this tempo on e6.
Yeah.
So he can't take. This was where I now said, okay, this was my original plan, that I was now going to break open the queen side and get a protected pass pawn, which is what happened. Now, this is where I would have liked my rook to have been on this side, but all being equal, fine. So this is where I kind of like, you know, in my mind I was thinking that why would he want to try and defend that pawn? He can't defend the pawn, obviously, if I want to take it back immediately. But I now kind of decided to switch systems. I was still thinking at this point that why don't I leave this pawn as a distraction, right? And then play bishop here, right? But I need to play a tempo. I need to play this first of all to prevent the bishop from being able to attack. Follow up with knight f6, play bishop f4, rook f2, g4, and attack the king, which is my standard setup.
But does it work?
I think I have sufficient attacking resources. So I was going to do that immediately, because the key is this, right? After I play h4, he doesn't really have any moves. The only thing he can do is just to try and maybe push his pawn a little or come to the a5, but his pieces are tied up. And if the knight comes to this side, okay, let's say, for example, let's say he plays a4, right? I follow up with queen here, right? So queen c7 has happened in the game. Now knight f6, then I mean, continue. How does it continue? What's he going to play?
It's
bearing in mind, my plan is very straightforward. At this point, my next move is going to be bishop f4, rook up, rook f2, king h2, rook g1, and open up.
yeah, but he still has some ideas. He also has moves like maybe bishop b5.
Good. So he has to play bishop b5 at the point. So now let's say I now follow up with rook f2.
It takes on
So
takes on e2. Let me use this one. Why you use that one?
So okay, bishop takes.
Okay.
So bishop takes on a2.
Yeah.
Rook takes. Note, if he exchanges of too many pieces at the wrong time, then when I can come back to the queen side.
Yes.
Okay, so how does it continue now? Maybe.
But you also have some pieces on the.
So maybe rook here.
Yeah, with the idea of maybe rook b3.
So rook
b3.
Rook b3.
Yeah, he's not also too terrible. He also has some ideas, maybe.
Okay, maybe.
But your pawn on e3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm just. So there's still some.
Yeah.
There's still some play, maybe. Well, maybe not immediately. It doesn't have to do it immediately.
Immediately, right?
It doesn't have to do it immediately.
Oops, sorry.
No problem. We can just scroll down to f6. Let me go. Okay, that's not what we're looking at this particular variation.
Anyway, there's so much to explore in this position, but let's just maybe get to the
main thing.
Yeah, the main thing that happened, and so continue. So this.
A5 takes. A4.
Well, I don't know. I was seeing ghosts. I thought the bishop was already here, so I was actually going to play queen c3. With queen c3 is better, or stay on this file to prevent the rook from occupying the file. But I think I was seeing something I shouldn't have seen, because ideally I should just continue with my plan. That was always what I wanted to do, switch to the king side. But then now he had this move. At this point, I thought to myself, now if my queen had been on the a file, I'm sorry, on a3, I could just continue with the same h4.
H4 idea, yeah.
And this has just given me a tempo. But the problem is that because I moved to a2 instead of staying on c3, that's why he got that tempo. So I said to myself, well, okay, fine, my bishop is not really the best, because my bishop versus his knight, my bishop loses in the endgame. Even with the extra pawn, the knight just maneuvers his way to c6.
Yeah.
The exchange of that, then the knight on c6 is just terrific.